are waiting for the world to recognize we as a people, that means that we have to fix ourselves. We have to grow to the GDP so that the world will recognize that we are not burden to them. And that is exactly what we are doing today. And once again, and I know that our audience is here, they are listening. I'm not going to introduce him to you people. The man that you are seeing direct on your screen, he's going to introduce himself and tell you people his position before I will begin to use his position to ask him questions, because today we are making also history by bringing our brothers, our brethren, Oduduwa people to join us today on IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are waxing good. We have promising the zoo called Nigeria that our nation, Oduduwa and Biafra must come. And we know that we're going to make it to that level that the nation must come. Today we are going to do justice. But before we proceed, our citizen AY, please, are you getting it right? I hope you're listening to what I'm saying, because right now we are live. Can you hear me sound and clear?
Yes,
can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
I think that you are not hearing me. Okay, you're hearing me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you hear me sound and clear?
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
I think, okay.
The mic,
we are having some issues. Wait. Sound and clear? I am the one that muting you. I am the one that muting you. Leave it that way. Leave it that way. Leave it. I am the one muting you. Wait. I am the one that muting you. I am the one that muting you. Leave it that way. Leave it that way. Leave it. Okay, good. What you gonna do this time around, because I'm using mic at the same time you are using also mic. So what we're going to have, what's going to happen today is like, whenever you want to speak, you unmute yourself. And when I'm done with myself, I will also unmute myself. I hope you understand what I'm talking about, because both of us are using mic, it will bring in echo when both of us are open our mic. So when you want to introduce yourself, you unmute yourself, then I unmute myself. Okay, thank you very much. Great people, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom. As we are promising you yesterday, we promised that we are going to come today. And that is the reason why we are here today. Before we move to the business of the day, because we know that we are on serious business, of course, we are not here for trade by barter. Our people have to also understand that freedom fighter or asking for your nation or trying to, bring back your dignity, you must take it by force. So we all know that it's a serious business, and that is the reason why we're here, to do the justice. But before we proceed, let me introduce myself to our audience. Some of you that are seeing me for the first time. My name's the Biafran child Chineke Mazo Kechukwu, the general. I am from Ihala in Anambra in Biafra land. I am IPOB under chain of command. On this quest of self-determination, either we restore Biafra or we keep on fighting till we restore our land. Also the same thing to Oduduwa nation. VOS is the highest office of this movement, led by Mazi Chike Doziem. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander, and IPOB is our family. And these three things that I just mentioned, I must defend them jealously. My brother, my comrade, now I want you to introduce yourself and also tell us your position so that people will know who you are. Thank you. The floor is yours. You can unmute yourself now and talk to people of the world.
Thank you very much, Mazi, Biafran child. Okay, Chuku. Good afternoon.
And talk to people of the world.
Thank you very much, Mazi.
My name is Citizen
Biafran child. Okay,
and
talk to people of the world.
thank you very much, Mazi. This is Biafran child, and I am part of the struggle. We've been discussing this with people for a long time. We've been on this struggle for quite a few years. I'm sorry, is it echoing? we've been discussing this.
Yeah,
There's a bit of echo.
I think you are using your phone, right? You're using your phone.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Take the mic away, take your earphone away, and disconnect it. I want you to disconnect it and use the mic from the phone direct. Use the phone. Or are you listening to other gadget? Are you listening to other gadget there?
I'm trying to listen to other gadget, but can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's sound. Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay.
Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
I greet my Biafra brothers.
Yeah, I hear you. Straightforward to me. Yes, better.
And
good. Okay. Welcome. Good afternoon to you all. I greet my Biafra brothers. I greet my Ambazonia brothers. I greet my Oduduwa brothers. And I want to say thank you very much. First of all, Mazi Okechukwu, I'd like to thank you for having me on the show and for the opportunity to be able to speak to our people because we are in this struggle together. One of the first things that we need to do is to be very, very conscious of what is at hand. Our unity is sacrosanct. Our unity is sacrosanct. Our unity is what? Sacrosanct. We need to make sure we are working together. I have been on this struggle for a good few years. One of the things that led me to this struggle briefly, initially I believed in contract for Nigeria. Even as late as 2018, I was still proponent for Nigeria, and I was busy telling you about. I started talking about the constitution, and I started sort of saying, okay, look, the constitution, you have the rights and everything else, and I started doing a program about the constitution. Many of you will know the Citizen-wide Constitutional Awareness Action Group that I created as on Facebook, and also via my Citizen-wide. And on there, we will talk about the constitution and read that on a regular basis. So I was reading the constitution section by section, line by line, explaining it. But then when we got to section 10, section 10, where it talks about the constitution shall not, no religion shall be made the state religion. Then they started asking questions, and this is a bit, and then you then look at the reality. Then they start talking about the issue of section 24 or something there about whereby a girl married to a man, a girl, underage girl, even as young as 4 or 5 year old, will be deemed to be a full age, a 16-year-old once married to once they're married off. These are the kind of things that started asking questions. Then we realized that the constitution that was written was fraudulent. So from then on, we started talking about, look, we need to go for Yoruba Nation. We must go for Yoruba Nation. No ifs, no buts, no excuses on that. So that was what drove us to go forward and really say, right, enough is enough. What we are asking for is self-determination. So we've been going on this struggle, having a lot of discussions with various people. From Biafrans, we've done protests across in Trafalgar Square in UK. We've gone to various, countless protests outside the Nigerian embassy, and I've been doing live broadcasts about the need for us to go for self-determination. And there we started meeting many IPOP people. We've developed a friendship. The friendship is for life because we are in this struggle for life. We need to be very, very clear about this. My brother Mazi Okechukwu here is my brother for life. And that is how we need to see ourselves. Because this struggle, we have been blinded by those who enslaved us. Yes, I am saying the exact words. ENSLAVE. We have been enslaved. ESNLAVED. We've been enslaved by the contraption, the Fulani contraption. And the only way we can free ourselves is not to ask for anybody to free us. We must free ourselves. One of the things we need to understand that we are indigenous people with the right to the land beneath our feet. And only us can free us. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, cause none of it can stop all the time. How long must they kill our prophets? I want to stand aside and look away. Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song. Yes. Redemption song, only us can free us. Do not look to the Fulanis to free you. Do not look to even the Efulefus or the Ojelus around among us to free us. It is us the people. When we stand together, no force on this planet can stop us from going for our self-determination. It is our right, and we are exercising that right. I want to put one thing into your mind to make sure you have one thing in your mind. Very, very clear. This referendum that we're doing, we're not waiting for the government of Nigeria to grant us that right. We are taking it. And how we take it is to raise the awareness in our communities. Every single community, they must hear this message. You must get this message to every single community. Tell them that this is their right. You see, the power, one thing you need to be very, very aware of is that that constitution is a fraud. There is no referendum backing that constitution. This was an imposition. 40 men in a room, they wrote a constitution without asking the people via referendum if they accepted the referendum. There is no seal of approval from the people on that referendum. It is a fraud. And this is what we need to tell our people. We need to wake up and make sure we speak truth to power. Encourage our people to stand up for their rights. We have the right to self-determination, and we will exercise that by setting up a referendum in each of the regions, in the Middle Belt, in Southwest, in Southeast. We go forward. Biafra land, Yoruba land, Oduduwa land, Middle Belt. We need to speak to our people. We cannot relent. This is going to be a long struggle, but if we move together, it may be shorter than we think. But it depends on our commitment. We have to be committed to this thing. We have to let our whole body, our mind, and everything be as one. And we need to make sure that our people continue in this, because we are on the right side of this course. We are on the side. This history is on our side. When we speak truth to power, no matter how long the lie runs ahead in million miles, we catch it in one day. We catch it in one day. And I want also to know this. We have been defrauded. The likes of the day that Babangida took power via military means and then set an election. He didn't think that the southerner was going to beat a northerner. They did not even think that full and northerners would vote for a southerner because they believed in what he was saying. MKO wanted to build a nation that would work. But when MKO won that election by 8 million votes to Tofa's 5 million, they could not stomach it. Their stomach, they thought they would rig it. Even though they put a Fulani man behind Abiola, they were so afraid. They were frightened. They were frightened that day. So what did they do? They hijacked the election. These guys, they hijacked the election. And in hijacking the elections, we have been suffering till date. From June 24th, 1993 to date, we have never been a democracy. We have been enslaved in our land. They've imposed the constitution without our say-so. They have oppressed us in our land. They are taking our resources. They are killing us in every part. All of the government positions, they own it. They run it. And they come from Futajaleon. My people, we got work to do. I want to ask everybody who's watching me now, if you are in any squabble with your brother, an Igbo brother or a Yoruba brother or a Middle, you are wasting your time. You are giving these guys room to divide us. I want to speak particularly to those who are going for this aspirants. This presidential, it's a lie. It's a bloody lie. I'm sorry for using the strong words. Those of you who are going for presidential aspirants, and if you are Igbo and you are Yoruba or you are Middle Belt, you are allowing your people to be divided. The Fulanis will come with just one person, and that is the person that will be the presidential candidate in both parties. That is why we're telling you, our people, forget elections. The constitution is a fraud. We are going for Biafra nation, we are going for Oduduwa nation, and we are going for Middle Belt nation, and Ambazonia as well are going to stand. They need to stand. It's a time we stand on our own. So let me stop there for now. I just want to, just so that's me in a synopsis. I'll stop there, my brother. Let me mute the mic here.
Thank you very much, my brother. It seems that we have the same. Today is something that is very, very special for having you today. And most of the questions that I want to ask you is something that you have already enlightened to people. I'm waiting also to ask you about the Constitution. I'm also going to ask you about the existence of Nigeria. How do we come together at the first place? Because that is something that we are going to always talk about. And we are also I'm going to also ask you about this 99 Constitution. Why Fulani always say that they have the upper hand, they have the majority, they are born to rule. All these things. I know. I was so surprised when you are mentioning all these things, and this is what I have in my mind to ask you. And now you have given us the lighting, but I will go more deeper on those things that you just said. There is something I want to tell the great people, also my great people of Biafra freedom fighters. The lovers of freedom, also the haters of our freedom. Same thing that I'm saying to Yoruba Oduduwa people, that they should move forward, they should continue, they shouldn't stop. But we always have to tell the people that IPOB have no faction. We don't have any faction of IPOB. We don't. All what we have is one structure, one command and control, one leadership, and one leader. We don't have double. That is why we keep on telling people, whenever some people that are coming to you to ask you some certain things, ask them where are they from, because we have only one leadership. That is why our leader always said, IPOB, we will respond one family. We never say two family, we never say three family. So when some people begin to say there's factions, it's lie. That is why we have told them time without number, go and create your own brand. Go and make yourself known. So when problem comes, you will take it. When the good one comes, you will also take it. We and Yoruba people will believe that we are the people that make that contraption today workable. But the Fulanis, they are there. And remember, Mazi, that these people are not coming, they are not indigenous of that contraption. Let me say, if we are talking about Nigeria as a country, let us say, okay, we are in Nigeria. The Fulanis, they are not the indigenous. They are, even though I don't think they are up to 5%. And now they are controlling everything. My brother, let us start this way. Now, tell us about the agitation of Yoruba Oduduwa. What are they doing? Because, since Sunday, Adeyemo Orisha Igboho went to prison, or they adopted him and he's out. Some people are saying that they have used, they have released him. He's not going to talk about the Yoruba nation again. They have already bribed him. Things are not more working well. Mazi, we want, like I said, Alagba means also Mazi. So if I'm using Mazi to you, just understand what I'm saying. Thank you very much, our brother, Citizen AY. Now, let's talk about the Yoruba freedom fighters. What have they achieved? And how formidable they are to restore their nation or to bring freedom to their own people. Because we believe that we are nobody in that Africa till we restore our dignity and our, respect to the world. Because today, whenever things happen, we always call the white people to come for their aid, to help us. Instead of us to be calling our neighboring country. When things happen in Yoruba, Yoruba can call Oduduwa, come. Yoruba can call Biafra, come. They can call Ambazonia, come. When something happens, we can also call the same people to come and help us before we begin to ask for international. So now, Alagba, I want you to tell us about the Yoruba freedom today, what they have achieved, and what is how can I use this word? The difficulties. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Mazi. That's a very good question. And we have to start off. Part of one of the things that I like to do is honesty is the bedrock of anything we do. If we are not honest with ourselves, then we are not going to move forward. So that is a very good question to ask in terms of Oduduwa agitation and what achievements so far, and what are the difficulties. And if we are honest, every single agitation has those kind of things. So it is really important to state those things. Now, starting off, let's look at the achievements. One of the things that I will say is that up until about a couple of years ago, many people did not really take us seriously. And let's not forget, this is not the first time that the agitation has been in place. There's something called Nadeco in the 80s. Many people will know about Nadeco. The Nadeco were the people, they went during the time when this Babangida and Abacha, and when they were really, before they created that fraudulent constitution, they were putting pressure on us. They were trying to, many of our leaders then, they went in on the ground. They tried to set up radio stations and things to try and raise the awareness. And that was what pushed the military government to actually create that fraudulent constitution, because it was getting impossible for them to maintain this thing of, we are military rule. It was impossible for them to do that. So they brought out this, but ultimately they brought out this fraud. So I wanted to state that. So many of us, and also if you go back to the days of Awolowo as well, Chief Awolowo, may so rest in peace. He was jailed for 10 years. So there's been this struggle going on. He tried to, really get us to achieve. And if you go back to let's just go and look at Awolowo's time, 1959 to I think 64, thereabout, something like that. So no, 54, 59. He was the premier of the northern region. Sorry, of the western region. And in that time, the achievements, the fourth television nation station in Africa, healthcare, free education, Cocoa House. There are so many achievements that one attributes directly to Chief Obasemi Awolowo. And it was because of those successes that the North suddenly went, whoa, we can't let this go on. And then they started their machinations in conjunction with the colonials. So that is it's important to put the context. I'm putting this down as a context. I'm not ignoring the question. I'm just trying to put the context down so we understand that we cannot say that our elders had completely not been involved in the struggle. The time when Biafra, 67 to 70, when you guys were having that problem, and many of us in the South didn't fully comprehend what was happening. We just thought, okay, we're just going to be one, but nobody really fully understood what was going on. Harold Smith has exposed a lot of things. I'm sure you know about Harold Smith, the guy. You know that name? Do you know that name, Harold Smith? My brother, Mazi.
No. What? I never come across the name. No. Maybe I have, but I'm not paying.
Yeah. He's a guy who he was a guy who was he was man to the governor general at the time. I've forgotten the guy's name now. It'll come to me. James Robertson. Okay. So he was told to go and doctor elections all over the North and everything else. So he came and exposed all of the stuff that the colonials were doing. But anyway, we'll come back to that. Now, let's go back to the central question. What are the achievements of the Oduduwa nation? Now, I've given you a bit of a background. Now, here's the achievement. For the first time, many people in the agitation now, they became aware of Yoruba nation, our call and clamor for Yoruba nation. There was something called the Yoruba War Congress. Many of you will probably recognize that name. That started up a couple of years back. But again, that was another name that was already been, in existence for some time. But although we didn't know it, so there's been some things going on in the background. But anyway, let's just say a couple of years back now, with all of the agitation, many of us started meeting up. We started there was a mass explosion of many media people and journalists who are abroad. We started talking about, this is not right. It is time for us to now raise our voices. We need to go for Yoruba nation. And we started the clamor. So we were doing a lot of, you would see myself, Alagbade Thomas, Erelu Abikade, David Hamilton. Many of us started coming on air and saying we have to go for Yoruba nation, because at that point, about 2 years ago, we realized that contract on Nigeria was designed to enslave us. That the only option left to us was to go full steam ahead for Oduduwa Nation. And what was interesting is along that time, up until that point, many of us had been listening to Biafra, but with they're just noisemakers. Oh, they just myself, I was saying that. So I've known about, I've heard about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but I was like, I wasn't really. But when we understood, there were a lot of things that Nnamdi Kanu mentioned, and it started coming to pass. Then it was like, whoa, there's something that this guy is, this is right. And we realized that we were in the same situation. So we needed to kickstart our own movement in the Oduduwa Nation. We needed to kickstart our movement and get it off ground and really push for it. So what happened was we started this mass, people from all over US, UK, all over Europe. We were having meetings and discussions, and we would go into so many Zoom meetings. There was a mass explosion of it. And this culminated in an event called the Yoruba War Congress, I think in 2018. Is it? No, 2019. So, or thereabouts, anyway. So, at that point, we now had a mass, a worldwide conference where I presented that. I was the one who hosted it, not hosted it. I presented it. I brought it on via Oduduwa TV Radio, and with the professor. Oh my goodness me, Professor Banji Akitoye, and of course Professor Killer. Professor Killer was there. There is a video of that. I still have the video somewhere. So we started having discussions about everybody were able to voice. Yorubas for the first time felt able to voice their concerns about the fact of about the constant oppression that we have been in, and we felt comfortable to be able to, for the first time, say the Nigerian nation is oppressing us as a people, as a race, and it is time that we go on our own. So people were able to relate to that because of the messages that many of the agitators, the social media agitators, the journalists, and people who are in diaspora, many of us in diaspora, felt we understood that our culture, our land, our resources were things of such immense value that we have been lied to, even down to our history being rubbed out, written out of the books, and there's also many lies. In the course of doing this, raising the awareness, we became aware that the Constitution, via the 68 exclusive items, was denying us access to our resources. Many of the histories, one of the oldest people on one of the oldest people on earth, the ashes of dust, we found that there's a man there over 13,000 years old, and this was hidden from us. So we started telling people all of this, and the more we told people, the more people were saying, right, we must stand on our own. We cannot be in this agitation. All the while, we were having discussions with Biafrans. We would have discussions and meetings, and we started understanding and got more and more interested in what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing. Now, as you know, with everything else, we all have different ways of doing things. It's not everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOP does that we completely agree with, and I'm sure that it's not everything that we Oduduwa people do that you will agree with. But the point is, there is a commonality. And that is what I want us all to focus on. There is a commonality. The commonality is the one goal, to achieve our independence. And on that basis, whatever differences we may have to go in the background. Because remember, the Fulanis, they are counting on our division. They are counting on our division to maintain our oppression. Let me say that again. They are counting on our division to maintain the oppression upon us. That is very important point to understand. Once we understand that, we will do whatever it takes to get ourselves into the self-determination place and referendum and ultimately nationhood in our individual groups. So it's very, very important to understand and state that point. So I think it is fair to say now that many people, there's not many people around the world that will not know that Yorubas are keen to go. And one of the things that we found out in because of this, one of the achievements that we realized is that many people, there are Brazilians who their ancestors were taken as slaves to Brazil. They are practicing our culture. They are practicing Ifa in Brazil. They are speaking in Yoruba language. In fact, some of the things, our proper culture that we lost at home, they have it over there. So they are a link to our past, and that was a revelation. Professor Banjakite mentioned this, and he's made. There are people. I think people like that. We got Yorubas in Cuba. We got Yorubas in a lot of places that you would not even think that there are Yoruba people. So they want to come home. They want to come to their homeland. So that gave us a new spur of going forward and saying, this is what when you put all these people together, we are over 300 million. Where, this is not a joke. These are facts. So that was another plus for us. So that spurred us on. Now, in the middle of all of that, of course, there are bound to be problems. So one of the issues that we ran into is that the idea of trying to bring a united front into the discussion. And like anything else, it's a process. It's a process. At that particular point, things really were difficult. Leadership who's vying for, and we're now getting to a point now where everything is now, we've all generally accepted that Professor Baji Akintoye will be our figurehead in this struggle. Now, notwithstanding the many organizations. So the next step now is to harmonize those organizations in such a way that our ethos, everything we're doing is going to be for this to achieve our sole aim. So, like anything else, I'm sure IPOB, you recognize many of the trials and tribulations that we're going through now, because you are slightly ahead of us in that. Because of the 1967-70 war, you have got that experience of knowing the attack from the government and having to tell your story. Because I remember somebody saying when the 70 war happened, the grandma sat her down, told her story. So, and she tells her children every generation from then onwards about what happened. So that was where the commit, that is how people are able to be committed to IPOP. So we are now in that process of making sure people are aware of those things that were really happening. We're talking about things that we weren't really aware of and didn't understand what happened. It's giving us a clearer picture. So, of course, there are problems. So that's just one I mentioned. Now, the other thing is trying to make sure people understand what benefits that they would get from a Yoruba nation. And we are beginning to highlight a lot of that in our discussions. And the need for people to actually take it upon themselves to be vigilant in their own community, to save themselves, because we need people in our community to be able to carry out referendum in those areas. If they're not in those areas, we cannot carry out referendum there. So we need them there. So vigilante group is very, very important. So we are having a lot of grassroots awareness. So that is something that we are negotiating right now. So anyway, in a nutshell, I mean, to sum it up, the process has been, we've been able to get the people and many of us at home and abroad to be aware that there is a problem that we need to go for our nationhood as Yoruba Oduduwa nation. The problems, how to get everything aligned together and focus. We're getting there. It's it's a slow process, but we're getting there. Compared to what the Biafrans have done, of course, we're new to this in certain respects in that way. Another thing I would say, a plus is that we were able to bring the addition to the awareness of the international community by way of the UNPO, the Unrepresented Native People's Organization, UNPO. We were members of that one as well within the last 2 years or so, and that is ongoing. And also, CONIFA tournament. I'm sure you're aware of CONIFA. It's a football tournament that they're doing for people who are going for independence. So that, in fact, Biafra is already there's a match. There's a match going on in Johannesburg, if I recall, that you guys are meant to be there, and we're going to be there as well. So those are the pluses. Like I said, with everything in life, there are always pluses and minuses. But the thing is, we work towards our common goal. And that common goal remains getting our self-determination. Now, I want to just reiterate to everybody, we are not going to wait for anybody to give us the power to free ourselves. It is us who is going to free ourselves. We've got to free ourselves by raising that level of awareness in our community, by making sure people know that they have the power, that the seal of approval for any governance is obtained by a referendum. When the people in a particular area carry out a referendum, that referendum is binding and it's going to be recognized around the world, because we all have the inalienable right to self-determination. So I'll stop there for now. I hope that answers the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Citizen AY. Thank you very much for this, your wonderful explanation that you have given to us. I just want to tell our people something. There is an article that I read that was, I think, 2 days ago or yesterday, and I saw a lot of people, they were talking that United Kingdom have tagged IPOB a terrorist. You know, some of our people, they don't even went to school at all. They don't even went to school. They only see the write-up. They don't go through all the whole, what they put up there. But now I want to read what our lawyer wrote on his Twitter handle, Aloy Ejimako, at Aloy Ejimako. He wrote, British people did not declare #IPOB a terrorist group. Sorry to disappoint those that have concluded otherwise. Read that report again and be guided. You know, some of our people, you want to say, okay, some of our people, when they will just see a write-up, when you go through that thing that British people, of course, they hate Biafran people to come. They are doing all their best to make sure that Biafra will never come. Today, we know what is happening in Russia and Ukraine. Today, they are, now Putin is stopping their oil. They are moving to Africa to begin to enslave us and begin to pack all our mineral resources. That is why they will never allow Biafra to come. You see how they play their game. Now they are talking all sort of nonsense. And I saw a lot of people, they are coming online saying that they have tagged you people. Who they tag? We are here in Europe. Let them come and carry us. We are not going anywhere. Let them leave our land alone so that we go back to our place. They will come to our land and destroy it. When you are coming to their land to take asylum, they will be telling you, these people have to be in this place. These people have... Why are they coming there to destroy it at the first place? Why are they coming there? Because of our resources. Some of our people don't know that Africa produces, I don't know, up to 80% of the resources of the world. But today we are suffering every single day. Some people don't even know about that. Look at what happened last week or something like that in Imo State, where the federal government, the Fulani themselves, kill one soldier with the wife. Now they are tagging it to IPOB, and they kill that man because of that stupid idiot coming from United Nations. They kill him so that the man will come and say that the IPOB are killing. This is the zoo called Nigeria. They are the people that are killing people. They are the one that killed the couple. And now they are tagging it to IPOB because of that stupid man that is coming. And now our people are waiting for that white man to come and tell us that this is the way it is. People that sold our great-grandfathers to slave. Now we are waiting for them to come and still come and tell us, say, this is the way we're going to do it. Mazi, I know that you saw that... you have heard about those couple that they killed. What do you have to say about those people? We are not part of it. Our hand is not there. We never done anything. But up to date, anything that happens, then we say it's IPOB. That is why we keep on saying that we don't have faction. There is no faction in IPOB. Make yourself known. Make your stand known. Create your group. Like how Raf Wazwike have his own. But today Raf Wazwike have turned to, because Raf Wazwike have saw what the British people wrote, he quickly runs straight to go and support Yaya Bello, so that his name will be out from what British people have wrote down. But some people did not read the article. They thought that they have already said that we are terrorists, but we are here. Raf Wazwike left what he's doing. Ralph Wazirike have abandoned Masop. Ralph Wazirike have abandoned the Biafran restoration as he claimed. He said that they don't want to go unarmed. Now, Ralph Wazirike is supporting Yaya Bello. You see, and most of our people are waiting for this man to come and tell them that he will get Biafra for us. Ralph Wazirike will be there answering the president of Biafra, the chief in command of Biafra, and he's working with Yerima Shetima. Ralph Wazirike himself said, Mazi, I know that you know that one stupid man we have in our land, the intellectual called Ralph Wazirike. That man is a non-entity. That man is working with Fulani. He have told us time without number that Yerima Shetima came to his house, that he slept there for 4 days. I don't know what they are doing. You know, after they razzle their ass, they will think that they know what they don't know. They knows nothing. All the men that we have in our land called Biafra, they are all intellectual. Because you know why? Most of them have believed and they have accepted as a defeated people. So, Mazi, what do you have to say about those couple killed by Fulani? They are Fulani people. They killed them. And now they are saying that it's IPOB. What do you have to say about that? I hope you're listening to me. I hope you're listening to me.
I am listening. I'm listening. Listen, my brother. Look, we all know that the government of the day are about framing people. The Fulanese, that's all. That's their storybook. That's their copybook. They will frame this one. They will frame that one for the things that they're doing. What is important is those of us who are going for the struggle, we need to focus on where we are going. These are distractions. That's what I mean by they are allowing. If we allow them to distract us or to cause division among us, it means that we are going to take a longer time to achieve our goal of self-determination by way of independence. So it is important that we continue to speak our own truth to power. I am so glad that you made it clear that IPOB had nothing to do with those killings. That is clearly a determination. You see, if you notice, I believe that there are the people who are in those pictures, they are Igbos as well. So that tells you something. They are using. There is a saying that I want you to think of that Amadubele said. Amadubele said, the new nation called Nigeria, it should be our grandfather's estate. We will use the north as willing tools and the south as conquered territory. Never allow them to have control over us and never allow them to have control over their own destiny. Those, I'm paraphrasing. What I am saying to you is this. They are going to use some people among us, the Efulefus, the Ojelus. They will use them to create division, to make us say, look, and it is psychological. We want to understand that this is a psychological move. Once you understand the psychology of these people, you've got the game. That is what is a very important thing for us to understand. So everything that you're seeing that's being done now to try and paint IPOB in a very negative way. Are you there, my brother? Can you see me? Okay, I'll carry on. I presume that the screen just went blank for a second. So
yeah, I can hear you. Continue.
Okay, good. You're back. So now, see what they did with that thing. They've done that the first time, several times. The government will go and do killings in the southeast and blame it on IPOB. And that is to make sure, psychologically, to make people afraid of IPOB. But who's doing the real killing? How come that Fulani terrorists, Boko Harams, are killing everybody in every part of that nation, but they are not in jail? How come? So, you see, and they keep telling you that IPOB is bad. But Fulani terrorists are going to forest. They are killing our people. They are raping our women. But they're not. They're never jailed. Tell me, show me. Okay, let me mute it.
Yeah, at the same time, you are saying that they never jailed them, but you have forgotten that these people, the Boko Harams, can you listen to me, Mazi? I think you're gonna put your earphone and then you lower your voice. I think it's gonna be more better. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me now? You put your mic, you put your earphone, you put it well so you can hear. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have forgotten that you are saying that they never jail these people. We are not talking about jail. These people are the people that they have already committed crime, heinous crime, kill, maim, destroy. They are coming from Senegambia. You are talking about jail. Why these people, they are putting them in a rehabilitation camp. After 6 months, they will so-called give them, pay them money. Some of them will go back to their duty by killing and maiming and destroying and kidnapping. So what are you saying? We are not talking about jail. They are recruiting them every day, putting them into the system of army, destroying our properties, kidnapping our young girls, coming to our forest and occupying it. And they say we will allow them in our forest. Go to our forest today. They are getting it right. Our people, we don't believe in let us go. We are dealing with them today. All of them, they have running away in every of our forests. We said, town with that number, we are not pursuing Fulanis. We have told them, our leader told them, come to the city and pay rent. Come to the city. The way we are doing in your land, they come there as Yoruba people Oduduwa are saying, because that one stupid man was threatening the Yorubas about the 2023 election. The man was saying that they have the number, they are born to rule, they are doing this, they are doing that. He was threatening during the time of the Westerners, the Southerners come together in one forum. Yeah, the man was addressing them about that. He was so angry that we want to join hands together to make sure that the presidency come to South. But of course, we don't believe in presidency. There is no how presidency will help us. Only what can help that contraption is, disintegration. So I want you to continue with your what you want to tell us, because don't even go to, telling us that they never jailed them. How would they jail them? Why they are putting them in a rehabilitation camp? Trying after 6 months, so good clothes for them, put them in nice house, carrying more AK-47, give them, tell them to go back to their position. And they are going there to do what they know how to do. Fulani know only to kill. There is nothing else. Just to see blood, that is what they know how to do. Because they come for conquest. Fulani come for conquest. To conquer everybody. There is no two way. Maz, I want you to continue. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Now, please don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is this. I am saying what is actually happening. That thank you. Thank you very much for that. They are allowing, they are letting the Fulanis carry on with the killings uninterrupted. And that is the sheer injustice. By rights, they should be facing death penalty. But we know that is not going to happen. But I'm saying that is the very thing that our people have to be aware of. That all of this game is to, while they are blaming us and they're saying, they talk about two people now and they say IPOB. How many people, and IPOB has nothing to do with it. You've disclaimed that, you've exposed that fraud, that lie, and rightly so. And we need to call it out every time we see it. Continue to do so. Continue to reject their lies. But what I'm saying is that in the face of that, they are allowing, at the last count, they had rehabilitated, so-called, quote-unquote, rehabilitated 35,000 Boko Haram. They have rehabilitated 35,000. Now, how do you rehabilitate people who are killing on a daily basis? And they're going straight into our army. And like you said now, some of them, General Abu, or whatever I call him, he said you can see a day when a Boko Haram can be a president of that contraption. We don't want any part of that. Now, to not detract from the main central question again, the central question you asked was about how to define the killings of those the army couples. You can see that they are not they're not houses. They were used as a way. So they're killing they're killing our own and blaming us for it and using that to try and show a seed of disunity. Go and one of the things that we need to really look at as Igbos, as Middle Beltans, as Yorubas, Oduduwa people, the Fulanese, they can disagree all they want, but you will never see it. You will never see it. In the background, they can even kill themselves. Somebody told me a story that in their family, in one of the family did something wrong, and they killed the husband just because somebody did. I'm not quite sure exactly what, but they literally killed, even though they were same, So these guys, their unity is absolute. It's not debatable. So I'm not saying that's what we need to do. Please don't misunderstand me. But I'm just showing us that our unity is what they are forever trying to break up. So everything they are doing now is to create smoke screen, to create distrust, to make us feel, this one. We need to pull ourselves closer because they are trying to keep us apart. Look, let me just put it this way. If Middle Belt stands together with Southwest and Southeast, the game is up. The game is up. And the Baba Ahmed that was talking about that they have the population, it's a lie. Bala Mohammed, as of 2018, was asking for Fulani to come from all over Africa, from Guinea, from Mali, from Mauritania, from Senegal, and they are using what is sickening and why we cannot take this anymore now. If they are using, he said himself that government was providing 80% of the funds that they're using to house these people. And we are talking about one Nigeria. How? How? Please tell me how. Those Efulefus, those Ojelus, come and explain to us how a man that is not from our own place is given 80% of the money that we need to build roads, water, light, schools, bridges, hospitals, providing safety and security. And you tell us we are one Nigeria. How? How? So I am asking, I'm making us to think about this. So our unity is the central key thing. Once we establish that, once we get that, and we don't have to talk about certain things. Another thing, we cannot, like yourself, there's certain things you not say we're not going to talk about, but you know where I'm going. There are certain things that need to be happening, off air, and that's what I'm saying. But we need to be making sure that the optics is showing our unity 1,000%. So I'm going to stop there for now. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Citizen AY. A Yoruba Oduduwa man, the agitator himself. You have to agitate for the freedom of Oduduwa for sure. We are here to set the record straight. Like I said, our hand is not in those people that they killed those couple. IPOB lead by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. DOS lead by Mazi Chike Doziem. We don't know anything. Fulani kill. Remember that Fulani said that they will never see the land of Biafra being quiet. I mean, when this one happened, if people, there is something that we have as African people, when something happened just a week, it's already been forgotten. It's just a routine. But when you come in Western world, that is why they keep on celebrating World War II. They keep on telling Putin, please, don't make this thing become World War III. This is what they are trying to. But in our place, they don't even remember what happened yesterday. Now, Fulani said, whenever they see that the land of Biafra is coming as peace, they will bring another problem so that it will be boiling. Because they tell us that we can never have peace. Because they have told us that we can never control our destiny. And some people don't even understand what these people are doing. They will do something at the same time. Some of our people will begin to carry the news, even though helping the Fulanis to propagate the issue that the Biafra kill people. You see, I'm saying it plain now for every one of us to understand. We don't know anything that happened. And that is why I'm telling my people the reason why they killed those couple is because of this man that is coming from UN. Because he's coming to support the zoo called Nigeria. Because now there are shortage of oil. coming from Russia. They are now looking towards also Africa. You know, they are looking for Africa to come and suck them dry, because we Africa, we are nobody. They don't count us for something. That is something, and we thank God, Oduduwa, that, I mean, Eledumare, that we have come to Western world to understand how things run. And whenever we are telling our people all these things, they don't seem to understand. These people are coming to suck us because they know that the Fulanese, they cannot do without them, because it's like the same thing. They come from the same angle. British people are coming to take over the zoo. Fulani are coming for conquest. So they have the same, agenda. So that is why people can see that Fulanis and the British people, they are working together. When you go to that zoo called Nigeria today, all the upper rankers occupied by Fulani people. Even though when the British colonial people are leaving that contraption, when they left, they give the power to Fulani because they know that they have the same mission. They are coming to suck us dry, while Fulani are coming for conquest, to take over your land. Remember what you said during the election of this idiot called the governor of Kaduna State. What is his name? El-Rufai. El-Rufai, both of them, you see what they import them. They import them to come and help them. And now they have taken over the whole Nigeria. So, Mazi, I want to ask you another question again. We have to understand. Ralph Wazirike have forgotten intellectual. Ralph Wazirike is biggest intellectual in our land today. Ralph Wazirike have forgotten the freedom of Biafra, and he have joined the politics. We have to understand that anything that Ralph Wazirike is telling our people, they are all lie. Ralph Wazirike is working with Asari Dokumbo, also intellectual in our land. Today, all of them, they are going to Fulani land to beg them. But we told them that we don't need any presidency. Presidency can never help us. We want disintegration of that contraption. The way we used to be before the colonial people came. We have a land. And Mazi, what I want you to say now is about because you can see that also in that contraption, let's talk about the 99 Constitution. Because I know that you are a man of history, you understand more better. And tell us why Fulani always claim that they have more people, they are in position to support, that if they don't support, nobody can be able to be a president except them choosing the person. Why did they think? What is in that 99 Constitution that our people don't even understand? Maz, I want you to tell us so that we can hear before we move forward to the more questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. That's another great question. You see, the 1999 Constitution is a pack of lies. It is a pack of thank you, my brother. That's another great that they impose upon us. It's a pack of lies that they impose upon us. You know, I mentioned about Babangida and the role he played in annulling our elections. I want us all to remember this point. And I mentioned 8 million and 5 million votes. 8 million votes for MK Obiela, 5 million votes for Tofa. Till this day, the Fulanis, they couldn't stomach it. And what is worse, what is galling more for them more than anything else, is the fact that Northerners voted in large numbers for MK Obiela. So now, let's move on to the question of the Constitution. In effect, that fraud, the annulling of the June 12 election, is the foundation of the lie that we call 1999 Constitution. They were not happy with the fact that if they were to go in a fair election with us, they wouldn't win because we have the numbers. So they kept trying to do different things to weaken us. You see, on top of the election, the Constitution, I want us all to remember something called local government area. I'm going to give you one example. Kaduna, I think Kano and Lagos, they had 20 local government areas before the machinations of the local government area, and that happened under military. But now Kano has something like 108, 120 Zamfara, Kano, and Katsina. Some 3 states were created from one state that had 20 local government areas. And guess how many states, how many local government areas Lagos has? 20. So many people are not aware that when they were writing that constitution, the same time they changed the local government areas. Now, the thing about the local government areas is it means that the more local government areas you have, the more you can have House of Reps, you can have senators, you can have, you can be able to decide about have a vote at the in the House of Reps and the House of Assembly, National Assembly. So that was something that many of us are not aware of. That is, in fact, the real foundation for this fraudulent constitution. They did not even discuss it with us. They just changed it by the military. Some changes were done by Babangida. Then when Abacha came, he made some more changes. Then when as Abu Salam, before he left, he made some changes. So that is something that many people are not aware of. And I think I'm going to do a program about the local government areas to really make sure you understand from the time the military came in and the time they left, and you can see the difference of the local government areas. So that's one area. Now, the next question. When, as they were doing all of this constitutional move, this local government area, cementing it, they now went for how can we make sure that we keep these people, we hold power. They now wrote that 1999 constitution. And here is a very important thing to understand. 40 men were in a room. They wrote that constitution. They now lied to you and I. Many of you would have heard me say this. They lied to us that it was a constitution when it was actually a decree. That is very important to understand. The military, they say, how can a military hand over a document and say that is now your constitution without a referendum? So the decree, here's go and type in this on your phone, on your laptop, you will see it. Promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. Promulgation decree number 24 of 1999, and it will come up. And that is the decree that is being used to rule us. Now, what they call a constitution is actually a schedule from that promulgation decree. So these are things that have been hidden from you and I. Again, let me say that again. When you see the words 1999 Constitution, when you see those words, it is a fraud because it is a decree. It's a decree because what they did was they hid the fact that it is actually a schedule from a promulgation decree by preventing the words promulgation decree to be put on that constitution that you have in your hand. They hid it from you. So when you are holding that document and saying that's your constitution, it is a decree. It is a schedule attached to a decree. These are things that our people don't understand. Even and I'm amazed that we have lawyers, we have professional people who are discussing about the validity of a document created by military government without the referendum of the people. You see, a referendum is a seal of approval. Let me say that again. A referendum is a seal of approval. That is when the people, when the government of the day, whoever it be, military or whatever, before they make a constitution, they should put it before the people. We propose this document to you. You are the people to whom power belongs. Sovereignty, they say, belongs to the people. Well, this military government, the people that wrote that document, they took away the sovereignty from the people by imposing this constitution on you. The voice of the people is missing in that document. The voice of the people is missing in that document because they hid. When they went to print that document, they told the printer to omit the words promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. I kid you not. I wish I could show you now, but it's going to be difficult to show you. But I've showed you on Citizen AY. They hid the words. They said they gave themselves the power to omit the words promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. And then they said that even though those words are missing, it would still, that fraudulent, the schedule will have the same power as though it had the words promulgation decree number 24 of 1999 on it. So this is a fraud. This is a fraud. There is no argument about this. They cannot, they dare not. So what they are doing is the military are still in charge. Here's one more thing I want you to also bear in mind. Every single president that comes in, they have to swear on oath by that same constitution, or they will not be made president. And they cannot change it. That is, they swear on oath to be bound by that constitution. A constitution where we the people did not have a referendum to decide. And here is why I want you to really to understand something here. In the UK, I will keep saying again, in the UK, on the 23rd of June 2016, when the UK were planning to leave the EU, the government did not unilaterally decide to leave the EU on their own. They went to the people. They placed that decision before the people. On the 23rd of June 2016, 17 million people voted to leave the EU. 16 million people voted to remain. The majority won, and the government decided on the voice of the people. That is what I mean when I say the seal of approval. The seal of approval is missing on that constitution. And that is why we have every right to go for self-determination. We have every right. I want everybody to know we have every right to go full steam ahead for self-determination, because this was and it remains an imposition. It remains an imposition. So I hope that makes things clear. This constitution is not backed by the seal of approval from the people by way of a referendum. The government decided all of this, removing the power from the people. They say in the document itself, it says sovereignty belongs to the people. Well, how come you did not present the document to the people to put the seal of approval? They can't answer that. They cannot answer it. And that is a central point that we need to make our people aware of. So when people are waving, and I'm amazed that lawyers are even doing this in the UK, in that contract, I'm amazed. If you read that document and understand that this is a decree, that is not backed by the people. That is an imposition. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm reading. Look, I read this document when I understood the impact of what's being done. I'm people are, and you call yourselves sons of what failed me. So what we are being ruled is by force. The people who are in power now are the military. Let's be very, very clear. The people who we are not a democracy. There is not one shred of evidence that we're a democracy. Not one. We are being ruled under military rule. It's a clandestine affair. They are making it look like a democracy, but it is not, because every president has to swear by that constitution, and that is why they can never change it. It will never change. At this point, I say to everybody, please, excuse me, say no to 2022 elections, because it's a fraud. Never.
We lost your voice. We lost your voice.
Can you hear me now? Oh, good. Okay. So a call came in. So now, the constitution, I want you all to know, and I'm saying it, and look, get the best, the best of the best of the best of the best lawyer in the world. Bring them, let us debate. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not. But bring them. And when I present the evidence, let's decide who is right. Because I am telling you that that decree is what is being used to oppress you. We are not a democracy. They don't want to have that open discussion because they know they will be found wanting. So I hope that answers the question in terms of the 1999 Constitution. There's a lot more I could talk about. I could go into the 68 exclusive items. Again, that is written. 68 exclusive items is within that same Constitution. All of it is designed to oppress and suppress us. It is designed to oppress and suppress us. Would you believe this? You know, in the time that when they wrote the 1999 Constitution, by 2002, 12 states in the north unilaterally went and became a Sharia law. They made themselves Sharia law without going to the Constitution. But we in the south, we dare not make anything. You cannot say anything outside of the Constitution, but they can. Is that a nation? Is that a nation? That's not a nation. So that's something I'm just putting to one side. So anyway, let's stop there for now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. And there is something else that I want to ask you. I hope you're listening. Okay, good. Now let's talk about the cutoff mark, because we know that in that contraption today, the Fulanis are ruling. They are telling us that they have all the upper hand. They have already occupied all the holes, upper position in that contraption. And now let us talk about the cutoff mark, because we know that the cutoff mark we have in Biafra land, the one we have in Yoruba Oduduwa land, the one we have in Fulani Hausa land, they are not the same. Then why is that way? Why? Upon they have the lower cutoff mark, they are the people occupying the whole position. Does it mean that these people are learned people, or what is going on? And again, at the same time, why is that the British people voted to move away from European Union, but they don't want to talk about those contraptions they put together? Why is that they don't want to talk about us? But they have already voted themselves to move away from European Union, and they are now on their own now as a British people. But now we are talking about having our own freedom. They will come to you. That is why I keep on telling my people, and I agree with you what you just said, that nobody can give us freedom. We ourselves are people that are going to give ourselves the freedom. Because these people now, they have fought for their freedom, for them to go away from European Union. They are now on their own. But now we are talking about our own. They are coming to tell you that that thing that you're looking for, it can never work. Now, Mazi, I want to ask you, does it mean that there is a God or Eledumare somewhere that created us different and created these people different, that they must be superior over us, that we can even never have a word of our own? Because this is what I'm understanding. Look at, they have a referendum, they're free on their own. Now we're asking for our own referendum. They are telling you it's lie. One of idiot from United Nations just came to zoo called Nigeria, go to Abuja, the heart of evil, now telling them that the killing, they are this and that, IPOB is doing that. So why these people don't want us, even though the Biafrans and Oduduwa, to have their own freedom? Or let us have a referendum. If they want us, now we will move and join them together to know. You remember about the Scottish people, they wanted to move away by then, they voted, and the majority said that they still want to remain. And they remain, and they are still fighting more. They have already concluded that they want to move. Now they are preparing more. But British people are telling us that we, Africa, Mazi, does it mean that we are not human? Because I don't understand. I want you to explain. Cut-off mark, and why British people don't want us to have a referendum. Why? And the floor is yours. Thank you.
Cut-off mark, and why British people don't want us to have a referendum. Thank you. Brilliant questions again, brilliant questions. Now, the cutoff mark. Look, it is very simple. The cutoff mark, it is a clear sign. It is a clear sign that we are under an apartheid system. You remember in South Africa, the Africans were not allowed to be anywhere near them. They were treated badly. The whites could walk anywhere, they could do anything they want. It's exactly the same thing. There's no difference. What they just did was to just use a different word. It is apartheid. What we have is an apartheid system, but they only use a different word, quota system, to make it, oh, okay, oh, they say it's a quota. And it is again, it's all psychological. The use of words in key areas. If you scrub out the word quota system and put apartheid, that is what we have. Because we are in the same, if you say we are the same country, if we're saying we're the same nation, if we say we are equal, then no part of it should have cut-off point lower than the other. We are all equal. If we're saying we're one Nigeria, I mean, Baba Ahmed was saying that, oh, they don't want to be second class for the citizen. This is why we keep saying we must go. For them to say that Baba Ahmed, the National and the Northern Elders Forum, to be telling us that they don't want to be second class citizen, we don't care about that. You can go and live in the north and do whatever you want. We don't want to be second class citizens on our own land. So that thing about quota system, I want everybody to replace it in our mind with apartheid. When you hear the word quota system in your mind, replace it with apartheid. So then you will understand that this is and without you see, when you do not have their keywords, there's something I call keywords. When you understand the meaning of that word quota system to be apartheid, and you tell everybody, we are likely to quickly revolt against it. But when you think quota system, it appears harmless. It appears as though it's not having an impact on you, but it's just a word. But that word is powerful. So we need to start making our people aware that as we speak now, we are under apartheid system. That is more of the reason for people to go for self-determination. This is yet more. This is a clear, glaring evidence. You in the north, you will get 1 mark. Me in the south, I will get 50, 60, 180, and I will not get in. And you that has got 1 mark will get in. You become a doctor, you become an engineer, you become a scientist, and you wonder how we can have any productivity. Look, we are under an apartheid system. We must take control of the narrative. We now start re-quoting. When they say quota system, we put a line across it and put apartheid there, because that's what it is. It is what South Africa did until the 80s. And that is what's happening to us. We are in an apartheid system. We need to understand that very clear. So that's point number 1. Now let's move to the British. Let's move to the British, to the UK. Now the UK, the problem now is that for the UK now is this. Like I said, I quoted 23rd of June 2016. You can see, just type that in. Type in UK EU referendum. It will come up. They see themselves as it's okay for them to do that. But you see, here is where you will know that when they say that Nigeria is independent, it is a lie. This is where you will know. This is where you will know that it's a lie. We have never been independent. What they are doing is find ways to keep their claws in, to keep us enslaved in our land. Because now that they were able to carry out a referendum, they are denying us that same right. But they don't have the power. This is what we need to understand about this. They no longer have that power. It is us who are going to decide, because they are not going to carry out the referendum for us. We are the ones. We are the ones who will carry out that, and we announce it to the world. And that is what our mindset has to change. Because up until now, we have been going to ask, give us a referendum, help us organize. No. Our unity is so important. Because without that unity, that referendum will not take place. And that is what I want us to understand. Once we make that announcement, that we the people in this in the southwest voted, we the people in the southeast voted, we the people in the middle belt voted, and overwhelmingly we now declare ourselves a nation because of that referendum. It is backed by evidence. The whole world cannot, nobody in the world can reject it. We don't need their say so. So that is why I will say to us now, more than ever, vigilante groups, and I really applaud the work that's been done in protecting people that you guys are doing in the Southeast. We need to find something similar. You know what I mean? I'm not, we are making sure you clear the bushes and making sure that they find it difficult to be around there. And that's what we need to do. So that's what middle belt people must replicate what you guys are doing. We in the southwest must do the same thing. We need to find a way to unite and discuss this. It's about the preservation of our people. Now, to the question, the second part of the question that you asked, why is it that it is okay for the UK to go for referendum, but they say no, you don't deserve it? That is part of the racism that you're seeing. We are still less than human in the eyes of some of them, not some of those in power. They don't, and they are afraid that once we get that referendum, once we get independence, there is no free lunch that they can grab money from. It's about self-preservation as well. So there is a bit of racism, a lot of racism involved in it. There is the threat to the fact that where they are getting things on the cheap. There is a word that I want you to bear in mind. There's a word that they use in the course of the whole of by Europeans. They use this word. They want the resources from Africa dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. So that means that they will get it at less than the value that is worth, next to nothing. So let me now explain how the dirt cheap works. Let me explain how it works. In continental Nigeria right now, 80% of our oil revenue is stolen. It is stolen. And it is stolen by some brainless people. They will pay them whatever they want, and that money goes away from us. That is what I mean by dirt cheap. You see, just like we have the drug cartel, we have the oil cartel with all the EU countries around the world involved in it. They are taking our resources from us at dirt cheap prices. So we need to, this is something that we cannot afford to be on our own on this. We, middle belt, the southwest, south, we have to work together because the system that is, this is a world system. This is a world system that we are facing. What we see is we're just seeing the one part of it, the food and it, but there is a much bigger connection behind this. So we need to continue and enlighten our people. How can 80% of your oil resources go and nobody is held to account? But this money, in 2017, 500 million barrels of oil was given to about 15 or 30 different countries, including the UK, including Netherlands, including US, including Canada. And we, the people, don't benefit. And you want us to be one Nigeria. So, in a nutshell, you can now understand what is motivating the UK in preventing, and why Katrina Lang will tell you, go and get a PVC. A PVC for what? To vote in what? In an election that is a fraud, in a nation that has not got the constitution where the people put the seal of approval. What are you talking about? See, look, it's just a continuation of Frederick Lugard in 1914. In 1914, Frederick Lugard was made the Governor General to take our resources. Listen to this. So in 2014, Katrina Lang, she's been there since 2014. She's been there since 2014. And when did the 100-year list end? 2014. Are you following me? Do you see this picture? Is it making sense? We need to wake up. Look, nobody can free us but ourselves. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, cause none of it can stop all the time. How long must they kill our prophets? And whilst we stand aside and look, whoa, Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song, redemption song. It is in our hands. Forget anybody else. Only us can free us. These guys will enslave us if we do not wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It is your right. You have the inalienable right to self-determination. Exercise it. We must do it collectively. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother, Citizen AY. You nail it. Believe in me, you nail it, because all these things is something that I've been telling my people too. We have to understand that we have to take the freedom by force. We are not going to wait for these people, because only what these people can do is begin to give the Fulanese something to use against us by using all these sticks. I don't want to call the names here before all this Facebook will carry their problem come. I'm talking about Granite and sort of thems. They are coming from China everywhere. And as you said, we have to understand we must take the freedom by ourselves. We are not going to wait for anybody. Because these people, they have been there from day one. They don't even want Africa to grow at all. Especially these British people. They don't want us to grow at all. And when you are talking about religion, they will be telling you that they are Christian people, but they are there in supporting Fulani. Those people that they don't even believe, they say they don't have the same religion, way of life. You see, but they are there supporting them. That is why sometimes I always tell my people, you see, religion has nothing to do with all these land grabbers. People coming to take over your land. It has nothing to do with religion. They don't care if you are practicing the same religion with them. They don't care. Because these people have, they are coming for ambition. They have something they are coming there for. They are not coming for your religion. They are giving you that religion just to, brainwash our people. So that when they will come, they will tell you, when they slap you in this cheek, you turn the other one for them. That your last place is in heaven. Don't fight. But they are there in their land fighting. Ukraine is fighting Russia. Russia is telling them they are not going to take over their land. But they will come to you. They will tell you that you should go and close your door and stay inside and don't talk, that God will do it for you. My brother, now another question that I want to ask you. I want you to tell us about the religion. What religion have done to our people. Because I believe that religion is also part of the problem. The root. One of the root of this problem. Tell us what religion have done to our people, because we have to know where our problem started. Mazi, the floor is yours. I want you to tell us about the religion, because it's very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Another great question. Look, a lot of Africans, they don't like me when I say this. A lot of people get upset when I come to religion. People get very upset because I don't miss words, and I don't miss words. Religion is a brainwashing tool. It is as simple as that. Religion, except no excuse, no exceptions. Religion is just a brainwashing tool. They use it to control your mind. And here is where you will know that it is a brainwashing tool. From the age of, as soon as you are 2, 3, 4, you are going with your mom or your dad or your child and your brother, you're going to churches and to mosque. In Nigeria, they make sure that you have churches. That is why there are churches in Nigeria. That is why there are mosques in Nigeria, because they want to shape your mind. Kids will know the Quran, bits of the Quran. It's called Kewu, of heart. You will know parts of the Bible. For God so loved the world, forgive the because of whoever that believe in it and all that is all that nonsense. I did it. I did it from the age of 4. I went with my grandma to churches. I know what I'm saying. And I know how that certainly subtly changed my thinking, and you are programmed to not question. The simple thing that we need to understand about religion is that it prepares your mind to not question whatever you are being told. Once you understand that, then you know that it is not religion. It is only a tool of oppression. It's a tool of oppression. It is just a tool of oppression. It's one of the things that they, in the 1884 Berlin Conference, they put. Let me see if I can find the quote somewhere. Let me just quickly. I'm going to read it to you because I want people to remember. This is deep. That question is deep. It's not just a question of just answering like that. In 1884, let me see if I can just get the quote out quickly because I did quite a lot of research. They used religion, they used force, and they used what else would I think they do? Yeah, religion and force were the principal things. So let me see if I can just type that up. 1 second. I want to read it to you line for line, so you understand, so that we understand that religion. And here is the really sickening bit. When the British, when they took over in the north, they realized that, oh, the Quran actually has done what they wanted, but in a different language. So rather than convert the Fulanis or the houses into Christians, they said leave it, because that way they were telling them, if you do what we want, we can have everything that you need. So they were very, very clever in the use of man. Oh man, let me just 1 second. 1 second. Notes list. So let me get this
yes,
out.
as you are searching it, technical director on the ground.
Let me see if I can find
please,
that.
I want you to paste my number so that some people can be able to ask Citizen AY some questions. If you can be able to get like 2 or 3 questions from people, what they want to know or what they are, something they want to understand from Yoruba Oduduwa nation, how they are preparing, how they are moving forward. We can also ask him a question because we are getting to at the end of this. The question that I have already coupled, so that people can also ask him a question. Mark, I want you to hold there. I'm live.
Please,
I want you to hold up. Yes, I want you to paste my number over there so that we can get some calls. Have you find it, Mazi? Now continue, please.
Okay, you know what? I can't quite pick it up now. I'll bring it back later. But let me just. Okay, so I can't quite pick it up right now, but I will do it later. But what I will say is, in the Berlin Conference, what they did was they used religion. They used religion as a way for the people to destroy our own culture. So religion, they ridiculed our religion. They say something about once in power, once to paper the motion in such a way as to make Africans eat, sleep, drink, think European fashion. And then they weigh a paper in such a way that they would ridicule Africans that carry out their own traditions. That is what they use these religions for. So it's very important that we understand that when we talk about religion, religion is a tool of oppression, and you can evidence it. Look, in that country we call Nigeria, there's a 10,000 seater church. People will go to the church, but the road they will use to get to the church is bad. There is no 24/7 electricity. There is no hospital. When the people fall sick, the people who are paying money to church, there's no money to go to hospital. So you can see that this is a mentality thing. It's brainwashing. It's brainwashing. But when people say it, people don't like uncomfortable truths. So one of the things that we should be doing is encouraging our people to connect with our ancestral belief system. There's nothing wrong in it. You can modernize it. Look, when they burnt, when the Notre Dame church was burned, the Notre Dame Church when it was burnt in France. They are building it back, lock, stock, and barrel. And on there, they've got these drawings that are like they're not Christian. If you go and look at they've got dragons, God knows what else on top of it. They don't play with their culture. So why are we playing with our own culture? The religion is about destroying our culture. One more thing I'd like all of us to think about. In all of the museums in the West, you will find our art being placed there. The art of our own fathers, our ancestors, the drawings, the artifacts, the carvings, the bronzes. They are earning money from it. They are earning money from this stuff. So which means that it's valuable, but we are busy praying. It's time we woke up. It's time we woke up. Religion is a tool of oppression. It is that simple. I can't explain it more than that. I'll try and find that word if I can get it. But I hope that answers your question anyway. So that's for me, religion is it's a tool of oppression, and it's about brainwashing. Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I'm gonna now let's talk about the.
Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question.
I want you to. Thank you very much, Mazi. I'm gonna now let's talk about the.
Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question.
I want you to. Can you listen to me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just make your hand if you can hear me. I want you to see your hand if you can hear me. Can you hear me sound? Just make your hand like this way. This way, you can hear me. All right. All right. All right. I want you to fix your mic very well. I will tell you to put a double of your earphone. I would like you to put your double of your earphone because this one now is very, very important. We are now want to talk about the 1 million march. Yes. Good. Because I want you to hear this sound and clear. I don't want you to miss any single word that will come out from their mouth. Like I said, we have a lot of infiltrators. We have a lot of modes. I said before, we don't have factions of IPOB. We don't have factions. We have only one IPOB. One C and C means command and control. Anybody that will be in subordination to the leadership, I tell you this, that is something that our leader Mazi Nnamdi so much hate. Insubordination. Number one thing that he hates. He always tell us in our dialect, say, if I want to ask you, mania, that means whatever they told you people to do, you must do it. I mean the leadership, not everybody, not anyone. I mean only the leadership. So that's what Mazi Nnamdi hate most, when he told you to, or he told you or tell you to do something, you begin to ask a question. Today we have a lot of them. Since the adoption of our leader, we have a lot of infiltrators. They call themselves all sorts of names. But I want to prove it before you begin to say anything. Before I will continue, I want us to hear some video, because now we want to talk about the 1 million march. We want to talk about the 1 million march that is going to happen in June 14 and 15 in Brussels, Belgium. That all of us are going there. And now you are checking your health. That means that it seems that you are part of it. But I don't know. You will say, we will hear it from your mouth. But now I want you to pay attention to this. After then, I will say something, then you will take over. Now, let us play this audio record. I want you to listen to this audio record very well. I hope you know this guy. Do you know this guy? I'm showing you somebody. I want you to see the picture. Do you know him? If you know him, you just shake your head. Do you know him? I think he have brought you one certain time to his page, or you go to his page. I don't know how that thing happened, but you people have seated together and discussed some issue. Yes. Okay, good. That means that you know him very well. I will still call his name because I don't say things with political correctness. I say things the way it is. But now, Mazi, let us pay attention to this audio, what he said. Now listen.
I was happy. But when now I realized that
he never come wait.
protest will be organized by the US, Biafra Unite.
Now he starts.
I need to correct some misleading information or some impression here. The Oduduwa agitators that we know have nothing to do with the DOS. I am in contact with them, and so if anybody is coming to Germany in the name of Oduduwa to agitate with the people that are against Mazin and Bikano, those people are not genuine, and they are not real. They are not real Oduduwa brothers. Or they are the people that doesn't believe in Oduduwa really, because the Oduduwa that we know, which the prominent people in Oduduwa land are championing, they are not part of this particular gathering. I can assure you that. So if they want to use it to deceive people, they can only do that within themselves. In as much as I am concerned, and a lot of Biafrans are concerned, you can't be an expelled agitator who believe in career agitating to make a living, and we expel you, and you are organizing a protest, in any way and in any form. You can never protect the interest of the people. You can never protect the interest of Mazin Namdekan. These are the people who cancel.
Yes, Mazi, I hope you listen to what he said. I don't know, maybe you listen very well. I don't know, maybe you understand. But if you don't, I will explain it more better to you so that you will. He said, I don't know, maybe you listen very well. I don't know, maybe you understand. But if you don't, I will explain it more better to you so that you will. Said, I don't know, maybe you listen.
I listened.
Okay. Before. Okay. Before we continue,
I heard it.
Okay. Let me just say some certain things. Can you hear me now? Put your mic. Let me say something before you start. Yes. Before you start saying what you have to say, I have to ask you some couple of questions.
Yes. I can hear you.
Before you start saying what you have. Yes, I want to ask you some couple of questions. One question is this: are you the real part of those Oduduwa that are fighting for Biafran, for Oduduwa nation to come? Are you part of those that are organizing, or are the Yoruba Oduduwa are coming to Belgium? Are they coming to Belgium with the Biafrans, the Ambazonians? Because according to what we heard, Simon Eber said, I want to call his name, he said that the real Oduduwa people that he knows, that they are not going to participate in this 1 million march, that they have been spoken to. I mean, he have been talking to you people, he have spoke with you people, and you people have told him that you people are not among those that are going to march in 1 million march. That any Oduduwa that we see that are going to be in Belgium, that they are not the real agitators of the Yoruba Oduduwa. Now, my question to you is this: are you not part of the real Yoruba agitator? I don't know, but because I want you now to answer it. He said, you people are not part of it. So the first question is this: are you part of, is Yoruba Oduduwa now to answer it? He said, you people are not part of it. Okay. I think you will take your mic away, take your earphone away, and then answer the question. He said, you people are not part of it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Look, it's like this. I'm not going to answer questions directly in that sense. All I will say is that I have been in this struggle for quite a good number of years. I speak to quite a few number of people who are involved in this struggle. We are all for what is right. What is right is for us to work together as Middle Beltans, as Biafrans, as Ambazonians, as Oduduwa people, to go for a struggle. If that means that we go for a protest that is not violent, no peaceful rally, a million man march, I don't see anything wrong in that. As regards any comments about whether or not we're not real, we leave that to those who want to decide that to decide. For me, if you are not in this struggle to achieve a common goal for us, then I don't know what to say to you. We are in this. This for me is those kind of comments for me. It doesn't really help our struggle. When we say something, we need to be. I said it before. Our unity in going forward is what is important. And every time we divide ourselves with statements like this, it's someone that I know. It's a shame because we are giving room for the Fulanis to divide us. So I will only say, for me, this is something. The Million Man March is real. It's happening in EU. There are no motives behind it other than for us to raise awareness. And it's only to raise awareness. Like I said, in the end, I've said before, the only people that will free us is ourselves. But we are making the world aware by doing this peaceful rally in Brussels on the 14th and 15th of May. And hopefully I'll be there. But we have a June 12th that we're doing in the UK. And we are organizing that as we speak in Trafalgar Square. So June 12th is something we're going to be part of. Depending on how I am after that, because when it's a big thing, when you're going to go in there, we spend the whole day, you organize, and we have meetings. That does take some time. So I don't know if I'm going to be recovered enough to go on that trip. I would love to go, and I'm still. In fact, yesterday I checked my documents and realized, okay, fantastic, I can go. So that's fine. But please, one of the things that we should really stop ourselves from doing is when we are openly separating ourselves for the Fulanis to step in. I don't know what to say, because we are openly separating ourselves by doing this. We are. What we need to create to do is to make sure that what we present to these guys is that everywhere in the four corners of the world, when they hear that anything is happening, the Yorubas are there, the Igbos are there, the Biafrans are there, we're all there. There's no room for them to step in. Now we are creating a gap because somebody, the Fulani will be watching and going, oh, yes, we can go and speak to that one. Yeah, that one is, and they will, for me, I am for this. I'm part of the struggle. And I've mentioned it to people, and we all want, and we will be promoting it on the platforms as well. I don't see anything wrong in doing that. There is nothing underhand. I don't get involved in anything underhand. What we are here for is to promote the platform for our independence as Biafrans, as Oduduwas, as Middle Belt. So anything else, count us out. We are there for that. Please turn up in your numbers as Ambazonians, as Oduduwas, as Biafrans. Turn up and let's not. What harm will raising our voices to go for self-determination in front of the EU? The EU are central to all of this. The EU was what created the. You see, let me tell you guys something. I want to let you guys know something. What you call the Berlin Conference is the foundation for what is now the EU. Let me tell you guys something. I want to let you guys know something. 1884 Berlin Conference, yeah, is the foundation for this EU that you have now. So we are very, very right in raising our concerns in front of them. We're not saying that they have to do anything for us. We're letting them know that we are coming and we're taking our stuff and nothing can stop it. So I don't see anything wrong in doing that. I hope that answers the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, Citizen AY. I hope the great people of Biafra have heard that the Yoruba Oduduwa, they are 1001% involved. They are involved. So some of you that are going out there listening to gossip, believing that they are telling you the truth, we have now one of the biggest comrade of Yoruba Oduduwa. I mean, one of the hardcore of Oduduwa, preaching the gospel of Oduduwa, telling his own people that the Yoruba must be free, Oduduwa must be free. As we are also preaching that Biafra must be free. And some Ambazonians are also preaching for Ambazonia to be free. We bring a something that is a welcome development, and somebody somewhere sitting inside his room see a welcome development that even though our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu put in place before, but because of COVID-19, he failed. And now we be able to gather ourselves, the Ambazonians, the Yorubas, to put head together to make it happen. And somebody is sitting somewhere telling you that it's lie, that the Ambazonians are not involved, that Yorubas are not involved. Now we have bring one of the Yoruba Oduduwa, and he's telling us now that 1,100% that they are involved. And he's telling us that he will keep on preaching this gospel to his platform. Keep on creating the awareness, telling their people. And he's telling us that he has also a protest to organize for June 12th. And he will be loved to be there. I don't know which Yoruba, these people that are saying, enter my room, enter my bedroom. Can somebody just tell me you see a welcome development and you are preaching to the people that are looking for their freedom, that they shouldn't go, that the Yorubas are not coming? Now we have bring one of them. One of them is here with us. And this man called a white citizen have been with this stupid idiot, Nonentity, in Finland. They have a program together when they were thinking that this guy was with them. That is why we are telling them that, you see that guy, he's not fighting for Biafra. We are telling people he's not fighting for Biafra. He's just fighting for his pocket. That is why when I just started, I said, should be in case if you don't know, because I don't know how Yoruba agitators operate, but I know that you are among of those that, fighting for Yoruba nation. What is his name? Yomi is also there. We know about Mayegu. He's there. And all these people I have spoken to, to you and the Yomi, they told me the Yoruba are involved in this protest. But somebody somewhere was telling our people that Yoruba are not involved. We want to know which are you. I can't understand. That is why we tell you people, some of you, I know that you don't want to dabble into issue that you don't know. But I want you people to know, like as I'm speaking to you now, to know that only leadership we have is DOS. I'm telling you, honestly speaking, only leadership we know is DOS. Of course, some people may come to you, or they have already came to you, begin to tell you that they have what it takes to bring Biafra for us. They are just liars. They are just saying what they don't know. They don't believe on the leadership that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu himself put in place. They always come every day to castigate the leadership. Do you know that these people, the same people, they were calling the Ambazonians, going to Ambazonia from backyard, telling them that they are the real IPOB. But because of we have already created that alliance with Ambazonians, they have met our leader. They know the leadership that our leader put in place. Now this Ambazonia, they have to go to the leadership and ask them, this thing that these people are saying, is it true? I brought one of them, the second in command of Ambazonia. The man was shocked. And the man said it open and plain. Capo Daniel. He said they are coming behind to tell them that they are the real IPOB. So now you have to tell us that Yoruba are involved. So now, what advice do you have to give the people of Biafra? Because for Yoruba Oduduwa, they don't listen to this gossip. You people are already organized yourself that you people are coming there. Now, I want you to address people of Biafra. Let them know that you people are involved. 20,000 and what involved. Just let them know that you people are involved. That you people are not what they said that you people are. Because they are telling us that, because I have saw you with this guy in one program, probably I'm thinking that you are also involved by saying that you are not part of them. Maybe it's including you too. I don't know. So I want you to explain to us, please.
Like I said, for me, I will work with anybody who is interested in our independence, who is interested in our collective independence. I will work with them. What I will not do is to be in a situation whereby somebody has got, they're saying something different from our collective benefit. And for me, I don't see how going for this protest will be something that will not benefit us. I don't see it. Because we are going on the people rally. This is not the first time I've done stuff we've done rallies with IPOB. In UK here, we went myself and one of the high top people in IPOB in the UK here. We've done several rallies together. So it's not new to me to do this. I'm sorry that some people may want to cause divisions by whatever, for whatever reason. I'm not prepared to do that. I don't, you see, the energy that we have here, we need to conserve that energy and focus on where we are going. If we listen to there's something we call Ariwoja in Yoruba language. Ariwoja. So the market noise, I don't think we need to listen to the market noise. It is what we want to go and get in the market that we need to focus on. What do we want in the market? What we want is our independence. Let us focus on that. So you cannot stop others from talking, but our people, what I will say to you, if your independence matters to you, come out on the day. Come out. Be it Yoruba, be it Ambazonia, be it IPOB. Come down, lend your voice. Remember, I said, the EU is the great grandson of the Berlin Conference 1884, where they are still controlling Africa till date. So why don't you go out and make your voice known? Let them know we know what is going on. We are going, but we are letting you know. That is all we are doing. Because ultimately, it depends the steps we take to free ourselves is with ourselves. The emancipation of ourselves by ourselves. Nobody else will do it for us. They won't give it to us. We have to free ourselves. So that's the focus of. We need to understand that. So this, whatever else, I'm sorry. I'm not going to want to. I'm sure you understand me. I just really think we need to focus. I want to focus on that goal. 14th and 15th at the EU. Yorubas, Oduduwa will be there. Biafrans will be there. Ambazonians will be there. Come out. Let's make it a great day. Those of you, Oduduwa, who are in Brussels, come out en masse. If you are able to come from other parts of Europe as well, come out. Let's do it. This is our future. The coming generation are waiting for us. Are we going to let the coming generation live in a nation where they are oppressed, they are slaves in their own land? Our women are going to, because of the oppression, they are in Saudi Arabia. Somebody was shitting in the mouth of oh man. Please. Let's focus on where we're going on. I'll stop there. Thank you very much. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What we do understand that the Yoruba Oduduwa, they are involved. That is what we understand. We have a caller on the phone. I don't know, maybe they want to ask you a question. I have to reply the call because the person called me and I tell him that I will call him back. Now it's ringing. Let me see, maybe the person will pick up his phone and tell us what he wants to say. Mazi, yeah. Our phone is open. I want you to, if you want to contribute or you want to ask a question, I don't know. The floor is yours, please.
I want to contribute and I want to ask a question equally. Thank you for doing what you know how to do best. LY citizen, good afternoon from here. This is okay, your friend. We spoke before you go to the line. Our leader is Mazin and all of you doing well. I have a few questions to ask, but one, I have to clear one thing. As long as this committee is concerned, I am a member of this 1 million man committee, 14-15 to June, and we are in contact with Oduduwas, Ambazonia. We are speaking on daily basis and are planning to. If anybody is coming here to deceive anybody that Oduduwas are not with us, or that people coming there with poison is a lie. Everything is on board. Everything is well put in place. Please, don't fear anything. Come in mass like LY has said. All road must lead to bruises. We have to emancipate ourselves. We have to do it. He has said one thing here again, that 1884 Berlin Conference get back to this Europe. is a grandson. We quite agree with him. So please let our people come in. Let our people all over the world continue to book your ticket, continue to find your way to Brussels. And another thing is this. This goes to Citizen LY. I want you to use your good positions to continue to educate your people, because they have to form a formidable force. You said it here about securing their bandits, their land. If they can work with the Biafra as we are doing, securing our place, our ESN is there, and your people do equally the same thing without mind, without listening to Tinubu and all these old Kagos, or Basanjo, or Stibanjo, and this Tunde Bakare. You can see the kind of damages they are doing. Please continue to propagate to your people. Let them form their own line so they can get their bandits. So we fight this war together. And this thing that is giving the European, America, all of them, they are sharing our oil, because you see what is happening in Ukraine. Putin has locked up the gas, and all of them, all their focus is in Biafra land, in our land, and that not minding again. From Morocco,
continue,
just our oil. Now, yeah, they want to kill all of us. Now that the whole world have decided to kill all of us, you can see the United Nations Secretary who went to Nigeria, and you can see what he's saying. I'm trying to deceive people that IPOB is bad. Is attack the terrorists, and we are saying you're in London, you're UK. Have you seen any publication where, because the UK have their own policy too? But I thank God now that I saw a post from Aloy Ejimak, one of our legal counsel. Mazi, our people in the United States, in the UK where you are living, we are calling them to talk to their MPs. And the people should not fear, because we are not being tagged terrorism. What they are trying to do, because they knew about this 1 million march now, probably they are trying to play some hanky-panky. They want to bring confusion among the whole world that IPOP is a terrorist group. Why we are not, and they are not. Nobody has ever tagged us a terrorist. So I want to tell our people to not dismay. Let our people continue to stay focused and continue to look upon toward this goal, restoring our different nations, Ambazonia, Oduduwa, and the Biafrans. And secondly, that thing they are giving them weight in our land. How are we going to form up and destroy everything? This oil, this pipeline, they are taking, they want to kill us. And don't forget that the Biden has signed out a Viber jet to kill us. What is our people doing? This is my question. How can the Oduduwas get this message to them? Because when you go to America, we have about 2 million Africans, let me say Nigerians. And the Democrats, the people are believing, Democrats is the problem we are having. The Democrats are doing the bidding of, take from Obama to Bush, all of them. So is there any way you can talk to your people, Oduduwa, Biafrans, in your platform, continue to talk, if they can boycott election in America? I think their vote counts. If Africans, if Nigerians as a whole, both Oduduwa, both Middle Belt, even our Ambazonia brothers can boycott this incoming election in America, I think they will listen to us. My brother, I thank you very much. I said, let me ask you this question so you can put 1 or 2 light about it. Coming together, the whole African Nigerians say in America to boycott elections in America. To boycott anything that has to do with the Democrats, because they are our problem in that United States, and your people to team up with their people, get a formidable security to tackle insurgencies and to drive this part of our land, and I think something will be happening. Thank you. I remain okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Mazi, wait. Citizen AY, please. I would like you to be taking this question at least only 2 minutes, because people are calling so that we can be able to take calls. I want you to address Mazi, okay, the one that just called now. Do you want to say anything? But I want you to say something with 2 minutes, so we pick our other calls. Thank you.
The one that just called now. Yeah. Do you want to say anything? Yes. I want you to say something with 2 minutes, so we pick our other calls. Okay. Now, thank you very much. Now, what I will say is this: thank you very much, Mazi, okay, for calling, and thank you for the great work we're doing. Now, on the issue of Oduduwa Nation and Biafra working together, we are definitely going to do that. You can see we are doing that now. But there are some things that one should not really, we will not be talking about on air as we go along. I mean, there's things that we need to discuss, obviously. But yes, the awareness is what we should do. We need to talk about, I'm happier we're talking about vigilante groups and things like that. But anything else, we have to do that, let's just do that and then let that happen. That's what I would say on that front. So, but definitely there is a commonality of purpose here. We need to achieve a common goal. So, of course, we're working on that. But we're not going to sketch out what's been done here, and we're not. And let's see how we put things forward going forward in that way. So, you in-house will know what is going to be, the steps that needs to be taken. Because the security of our people is non-negotiable. And I'm sure that's where you start. That's your standpoint. The security of the people is non-negotiable, because without the people, there's no nation. So that's important for us to say. So I hope that's clear. Now, going on to the issue about the meddling affairs of the US, I agree with that. I mean, they are building the largest embassy in Lagos. They are building the largest embassy in Lagos. All of a sudden, in the world, and the issues of that our people being killed doesn't seem to concern them. They're not, they're building this. I don't know how much is it. It is the largest one in the entire world, the embassy. Whereas our people are dying, and we're asking, we're trying to get get independence. So that tells us what we need to do. Now, whether or not people in US, our Yoruba brothers, our Igbo brothers can, if they can take that action and boycott elections, certainly, yes, I would suggest, I support that. I support that, and let's see what we can do in terms of maybe working on that area, because the reason why many of us are in US is because our nation is being oppressed. We've been suppressed and oppressed in our land. That's the reason why many of us are in diaspora. If our land was functioning, and if we had the Yoruba land, the Igbo land, Biafra, and Biafra land and Middle Belt functioning, I doubt many of us would know even of a place called America. So again, it goes back down to that. I think many people who are going from here, going from our land into US and everywhere else, is because of the oppression that we are suffering in our land. So the people who are our people, our Igbo brothers, our Middle Belt brothers, our Biafran brothers, Oduduwa brothers, we should really, when coming elections, be very, very conscious about boycotting the elections, because of the impact of what the actions they take is impacting us. That is why we are all leaving. So it is important that we take those steps. So for me, I support the boycott. Let's see how we can promote that and talk about that. Maybe we can do a show about that as well, and see if we can raise the level of awareness, because it's all about awareness. So I hope that answers the question. I'll stop there for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have another caller on the line. I don't know, maybe he want to ask you a question or he want to contribute. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? I don't know, maybe you want to ask a question, or you just want to contribute.
My name is Amaka from Canada. So what I want to conclude is I'm happy with what we are hearing.
It's an interference. I can't hear.
I'm happy to hear this than our own people. So with these steps we are hearing today, honestly, people like me who have been watching, following all the gaga on the social media, I'm very, very happy. So what I want to contribute is that we need to be more articulate. The forces that we are trying to display are quite organized, and that forces has been on for more than 100 years. So you need a lot of articulate. So I suggest that behind the scene, they should look for world-class lawyers, make a documented strategy on what to do. And that strategy has to be watertight, not the one that they come on social media, people you call your social media warriors, and make all sorts of noise. Things that they're supposed not to say on air, they will say it on air. So then the Biafra people have to find a way of getting articulate elders who manage their words and give them a framework of what to do, you know. And then our young people have to get direction. Let us not waste time on this, Simon Ekpa and the rest of them. Simon Ekpa can be another faction. If he's ready to do his faction, after all, OPC has 2 factions. So if he's ready to do his faction and go without completing with what the IPOB and the other people are doing, fine, let them do. At least the important thing is that we are all going to one destination. That's one thing I love about this scholar. He said, let us not lose sight of our goal. And the issue of insecurity going on in our people, everybody on our land that is talking about freedom, they call them terrorists. We should find a way of countering this position in a very articulate, intelligent way. The Biafrans and the Oduduwas and other nations in Nigeria, they all have intelligent people. But when those intelligent people come up and open themselves up, insecurity takes them away. So we should be more articulate. Even if you are doing this one-man march, don't be surprised. The people holding our freedom, they have their own intelligence. They are listening to us, and they are planning. So try to have every of those things, you know. So I'm very glad. Just let me commend you guys for bringing something that comforts my heart, you know, warring on social media. And if you watch consistently, anytime you do this your broadcast, I'm always here telling you to ignore Simon, ignore the rest. I'm not against Simon though. So long as he's ready to fight for freedom and not saboteur, that's fine. And I'm not
and again now, I want to also ask you something. You say I should ignore Simon, and I know that you have said a lot of things. Have you caused Simon to always ignore the DOS and start up his own group? Because I see. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Don't worry.
Listen.
That's my job.
Listen, Mazi or Ada. Sorry, I have said this. I have said this time with that number. I am not part of the leadership, but you see that word faction. You see that word faction. It never exists in IPOB. That is why you see Uwazurike have his name called.
I agree with you, but now Simon is making it look like there is. And if there is nothing bad in it. Anybody, I can decide tomorrow and form my own association.
No.
But if the objective of the association is our freedom, there's no need me fighting anybody.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. I have another caller. Wait, Mazi, I have another caller before you respond. I just want to the caller, I will call you back, please, or stay there. Let me pick your phone. You will answer 2 people. Mazi, just hold on. Mazi, you are there. Just hold on. I will come back to you. The caller. Just hold on. You know, sometimes our people, that is something our people don't seem to understand. You see, there is difference between faction and creating your own group. That you see, you cannot just come now tell me that there is something called autopilot IPOB. That such a thing never exists. That is not a faction. That is not that is a what they call faction. That is not organization. What I'm trying to say is this. When you go to Raf Uwazurike today, Raf Uwazurike have joined Yaya Bello to campaign for Yaya Bello. Is anybody holding Raf Uwazurike? Is anybody have chopping Raf Uwazurike head? The answer is no. He's there doing his own. But when remember that Mazen Nnamdi was part of this Uwazurike, which is Masop. When Mazen Nnamdi left Masop, because he see what his Raf Wazuke is doing. It's not something that he want to follow him to do. He never went out and said that IPOB must stop. That is not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, my own is IPOB. So what I'm trying to say now is that we don't even use that word of faction because we don't have anything. We have only one command and control. I have told Simon Ebatan with that number. You can also create your own brand. Just call them IPOB. Create it. Nobody will answer you. Nobody will ask you a question. Our leader have said it and with that number. If you know what you will do for Biafra to come, go and do it. But don't begin to use a counterfeit. That is something that we can never accept. You see, that is the problem we are having today. That some of you don't even know that Simon Ekpa is deceiving people. Simon Ekpa have told you people now that 1 million march, that Ambazonia are not involved. This is a welcoming development. Simon Ekpa told you people that the Yoruba Oduduwa, we are not involved. That is why we are bringing these people, for them to confirm if they are involved or not. And you are still there telling me that Simon Ekpa sees something that our leader have already secured the date before, and the date, it could not work because of COVID. And Simon Ekpa is coming now and tell you that it's fake. And you are still believing that Simon Ekpa know what he's doing. Well, everybody has their own opinion. Mazi, I have a caller. Let this guy, this man say something, our Mazi, before you answer the question, please. Mazi, the floor is yours. 2 minutes, please.
Okay, Mazi, good afternoon. This is Abid Umeka. I think you have said it all because I wanted to correct that last caller that called and talking about faction. We in APOB, we don't have anything like faction. Simon, although they stand for it too, but we want them to clarify themselves. Now, see the soldiers that are being killed. Who knows if they are the one that killed?
Yes, this is what we're saying. This is what we're saying now. Who kills the man? Nobody knows. These people, yes, even though Mazi, do you know that I have gotten the full video when they were cutting the lady head off? It's something that I cannot show. And these people are saying that they are unknown gun. Who are those people now? Now you tag it on IPOB. Tomorrow you come be telling me that we are faction. What is faction? What, we don't have faction in IPOB. We don't. That is why I'm telling you, some of our people, they don't even understand English. They don't even understand when you are saying faction. So faction tomorrow, they will go and slaughter 20 soldiers and tag it on IPOB, and you want us to take it. Oh, my people, I don't know what is wrong with that. Mazi, I want you to conclude so that our citizen AY will answer, please.
Every day he will be on the internet threatening the government. They will be tagging it as an IPOB faction. IPOB don't know anything about Simon Ekpa. We don't know him. He's not representing IPOB. He's not representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They should stop tagging him a faction. We don't have any faction. IPOB is only one. So that's what I want to contribute.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. Mazi, please, I would like you to, what do you have to say about the contribution of people now? Like I said, we don't have any faction of IPOB. We don't. We have only one IPOB, one family, one leader, one C, and C means command and control. Do you want to
I think, you know, I think one of the things that we should be looking at now, I can understand how people who are been in this struggle for a long time can feel when somebody suddenly comes and is trying to state something else, and you know, and it's important that the message that you are giving is clear and coherent, which it has been. So you don't want that diluted by somebody or a faction. So I can only say that you carry on doing what you're doing and keep speaking up for it. And you are right to say, whoever wants to create another group, call it IPOB, whatever, they can call it that, but make it distinct that it's not part of what you are, because that's the only way that we can go forward. We in Oduduwa, for example, we have lots of different organizations, and nobody, tries to try and take it over in that way. In fact, what we're trying to do is get them to work together and say, look, okay, that's fine, specialize in this area, you specialize in that area. I fully wait.
Can you hear me? Yes, you said something. You said in Yoruba Oduduwa, they have different groups. You said groups. That is something that I want to clear to our people. There is difference between group and faction. You can create your own group, name it anything that you want to name it. begin to tell people you are fighting for Biafran restoration. It's good for you. But you cannot just now be dabbling into issue that you don't know when it started. Trying to tell us that now you are working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are taking order from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you don't even listen to the C&C, what we call command and control. You are there always in subordination to what they are doing, and you are telling me you are IPOB. No. Today now, those people that they killed, now they are saying it's IPOB. Did they call it autopilot? The answer is no. That is what we are saying. Come and make yourself clear. Make your stand known so that when something happens, you will take the credit. When our leader was out here, look at today. I want to tell you something. Go today in our bushes. We have one of our leader, because most of the time I always go to his page. His name is Mazi Shinasanworu. Whatever that this our Mazi put in his Facebook platform is what I believe, because he is the one that in that position. When you go there now, you will see what some of our people are doing inside our forest, that he's claiming it. He claim it. That is his boys are doing. He claim it. So how do you want him now to come out now and begin to claim those couple they killed? So you want us to claim things that we never done or we never put our hand into? That is unacceptable. That is why we're trying to tell people, if you don't know the meaning of faction, you go to your dictionary, you go to your Google and Google it and understand the difference between group and faction. You can create your own group, call it. I heard some people before they call them Ekwenche. There's some people, some group they call before Ekwenche. They say that they are a group of people, they are fighting for good and fine. We have Masop, good and fine. Then create your own and leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone. That is what we are talking about. And leave IPOB. You know, all this thing we are saying, by the time we're done with these people, they will fall from where they are. So some of you that don't know when all these things start, if you don't know, you begin to listen very well and understand how all these things started. Simon Epa is doing all the beasts of Fulani today. They are using it to kill our people, and you want them to say, or you want the leadership to claim it and say they are the people. That is something that we can never do. If you don't know, you begin now to learn. And I hope that you are going to come in that Belgium. I hope you will be there. Because some of our people, they will be talking. The protest is there, you will not see them. You buy your ticket, because when our leader wanted to, our leader put it in Washington, D.C. I'm already also I want to go by then. I have already prepared myself to go there. I'm living in Germany. I think it will take me almost 10 to 12 hours on the flight. And I want to come. That is how all of you will also come to Europe. Not that you will be there talking, welcoming development. And I'll your story. My people, please, we have to learn. Citizen AY, are you there, or you are trying to fix something so that you will give us your final conclusion, your closing remark? So we'll call it a day, because we have gotten the point. We have said a lot of things here. We have discussed how 99 Constitution is against the Southerners. We have talked about the cutoff marks. We have talked about a lot of things. We also talk about the 1 million march, which is most important. The reason why we are bringing you people into this broadcast, into this program, IPOB Rapture Media, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is for clarification, for us to understand. Forget about things that we have already said. Of course, it's part of it, but this is the reason why we're doing this time around. I have challenged them, tell them to bring them, and I want them to also to bring Citizen AY. So that you will go to their page, and he will also will say, okay, I have a caller. I think yes, we have a caller. Let him talk so that hello, caller, are you there?
Yes, Biafra child.
Yes.
Good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon.
Mazi, this is your brother C2.
You're welcome to the program.
Mazi, thank you. I appreciate you once more again for your good job. I send my guide and protect you and your family.
I protect you too, Mazi.
Yes, Mazi. I greet my brother there from Oduduwa, AY.
Citizen AY, yeah, Citizen
Mazi?
Yes,
Citizen AY. I salute him. You see, he's doing a good job. I'm following him as well. Mazi, You see, there's something you mentioned. There's something you mentioned here that wanted me to call. I was listening. We are not going to claim, and we stand in command and control. That is what our leader did us in. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying. We are not going to debate in that command and control Mazinam the Kanu put in place. And DOS is following it, and we are following DOS. It doesn't matter whatever somebody is saying. And we are not going to claim any IPOB is not going to claim whatever we did not do. Now, we are not going to claim anything. Anything is our leader do. Say, this is what we do. Just like the way we are showing the international community, we are fishing out the Fulani terrorists in our bush.
And our forest.
Our mothers.
Yes.
Yes. That are raping our mothers, are killing our people, are stopping them from going to farm. When we drive them away from our land, we claim responsibilities, and then we tell the whole world, we check them out. We are not going to hide it when we check them out. But you see, this couple that was murdered in Owerri, Mazi, is being done by DSS. You know the reason why they did it? They did it, one, because they are Igbo couple. Two, because the brain is coming to Bonny State. They want to make something. They want to create something that's going to bring trigger so that, and don't forget that this UN secretary is coming, Antonio Guterres. These are things they have to do so that it will trigger.
In preparation, they are preparing themselves in preparation.
Exactly. The people that killed those couple, are Nigerian DSS. The reason why they did it, they know that their father Britain is there to defend them.
Yes.
But I am telling Biafrans, see, if you know you are not strong in this freedom, get out on the way, because we are going to, Maazin Namdekanu said, they will gather against us, but their gathering must fall. It doesn't matter. Now the whole world will gather against us, but at the end, we must win. Maazin, I have seen you don't even have fear, just like me. We must get our freedom.
Thank you.
If the world let them gang against us. It doesn't matter what they say against us. It doesn't matter. I am not even afraid. If they like, let's anyway koala. Biafra must be restored.
Yes.
Mazi, thank you for giving this.
Thank you very much. Mazi AY, now we want to ask you about the question that our brother just asked. Give me 2 minutes. Who is saying this? Just hold on.
We want to ask you about the question that our brother just asked.
We have
give me 2 minutes. Who is saying this? Just hold on. We want to ask you about
hold on, Mazi AY. These people now, they are giving contribution. There is no question there. So I'm looking for somebody to ask a question so that you can be able to answer, because whenever they give contribution, there is nothing you can answer. That is like they are with you, they are with me, they believe in what we're saying. So I just need somebody to bring up an argument so that you can be able to answer. So I'm waiting for them. I hope this one we ask a question. I don't know, but I want you to listen. Caller, are you here? What is your name and why you called?
Yeah, my name is Franklin Brown. That's my nickname, and my real name from Biafra land is Chim Ajuka Kwamibi. I am an IPOP member here in Rome.
You're welcome.
I want to greet AY, Mr. AY. Hello, Mr. AY. I can't know.
Alagba won't kill you. He is listening. Continue, Mazi. Continue.
Okay. I will speak in Yoruba language so that he will understand, that he will know that the person that is talking, if Nigeria were a good country, nobody would be here fighting for Oduduwa, Biafra. If Nigeria were a good country, somebody like us, I was born and brought up in Ile-Ife, in very close to the palace of Oni, and let me just put it that way. I don't want to go further, because when we start going further, I know what many people normally say, but let us just put it that way. Why all this issue is happening? I normally call AY in some of his show when he wanted to open radio Oduduwa platform Mr. AY Manlo, yeah. So don't load the insane. So time when you want pay one berry, and when one berry pay, kill only share time yẹn mo pè láti Rome ibi ìbàyìí mo sọ fún wọn pé kò sí by that time DJ Rezo ó sì wà deputy ó sì jẹ́ deputy IPOB mo dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé nǹkan tó ń máa ṣe nísìn ni pé kó bá the leadership of IPOB sọ̀rọ̀. I think Mr. AY really listened to what many callers were saying then. And Mr. AY ṣe ni pé at a time, I think after 2-3 days, I heard about this Oduduwa radio, Mr. AY in Anchor. So from there, I keep on listening to him. At times, mo máa ń pè lórí program just at times mo máa ń pè lórí program Biafra and Child. So mo máa ń pè always ní program mo máa ń pè so that kí n máa encourage Mr. AY nǹkan tó ń ṣe because nǹkan tí Mr. AY ń ṣe kò wá easy. Anybody bá sọ fún yín pé ó wà easy kò wá easy àwa Biafrans a lè testify pé kò wá easy. Many things ló máa ń come up. But question tó wà lọ́kọ̀ mi.
Yes.
Tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Kí ló fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ alàgbà.
Okay. Yeah. Question tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ gọ́gọ́ ni pé kí ni the leadership of Oduduwa ń ṣe ní gbogbo àgbáyé láti make sure pé àwọn ọmọ Oduduwa tó wà ní diaspora bí àwọn Biafra ṣe wà ní diaspora that's múra sí liberation Oduduwa because some of them I won't believe but some of them are not participating dáadáa bí àwọn Biafra ń ṣe participate because bí àwọn ọmọ Oduduwa bá participate bí àwọn Biafra ṣe ń participate mo mọ̀ pé Biafra àti Oduduwa máa wá very soon so nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn.
Thank you. Alagba, I hope you understand what he said. He's talking about what the Yorubas elders and the organization are doing. Okay, you heard it. Continue.
I understood.
Okay.
Yeah. I understood. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni Alàgbà. Ẹ ṣeun fún ìbéèrè tẹ́ béèrè yẹn. Mo lè dúpẹ́ pé ẹ bá wa sọ èdè wa ní èdè Yorùbá. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọmọ Ìgbò ní àmọ́ ẹ gbọ́ Yorùbá yẹn ọmọ ẹ tún pé Ifẹ̀ ẹ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ jágara ẹ ṣeun wá kí ẹ kúṣẹ́ takuntakun. So we are grateful. I'm grateful for speaking in my language and I'm humbled. I do want to learn and speak Igbo as well, and I think over time we will have to do that. There's more history about that, but I'll tell you that later on. But for now, the question you ask is what is being done by the entire organization in terms of going for Oduduwa people working together, being able to actually support this movement, particularly those of us in diaspora. There is a lot that has been done by I know Professor Banji Akitoye is often in a lot of meetings with discussions with various organizations. There is a plan to harmonize. There's a plan on ground that's being put in place slowly to harmonize everything so that we can all be in sync. So it takes time. Let's not forget that Biafra has been going on for quite some time. I mean, the IPOP has been going on for some time, at least 5-10 years from what I understand. So it's been going on for quite a bit. We've only been doing this like a couple of years now. So we are beginning to build and rationalize things and realizing that there are a lot of things that we could look at from Biafra and learn from the things that you do well, and and learn through the process the journey you've been through as Biafrans. So we can only continue in that journey. Yes, there is always room for improvement, no doubt. There is always room for improvement. But what we do believe and what we do know is that the fact that there is so much awareness for Yoruba nation agitation is in no small measure down to the committed effort by all of the organizations in bringing that awareness out there. Now, the next step is to build. We want to be in a situation whereby we can actually be able to then do more stuff in a way that is very, very united. And one of those things is the diaspora. We recognize that diaspora has a big role to play in making this the reality, making this into a reality whereby we actually achieve Yoruba nation. Because a lot of the things that are often happening at home, many people at home are not aware of it before we are. We are aware of it before they even know something is going on at home. So that means that we have a particular role in the awareness side of things. So and then there are issues around that bobo. I'm not gonna that we're looking into. So yes, the organization itself, it's not one, it's very organization. Professor Baji Akito is our figurehead and is someone we all look to for guidance and advice. So the structures are gradually taking shape. It will take a bit of time. We're still building, but the key thing is to have that structure. Something similar to what the Biafrans and the IPOB has in place in terms of structure. So, it's a step-by-step process, and it's a work in progress. So that's what I can tell you. Where there are lots of different discussions and ideas and suggestions. Even this qualifier has actually brought a lot of things. It's crystallized in our mind that that is a very clear reason thing that we, without doubt, whatever side of the discussion you're in or organization you're in, you need to we have to fit into that qualifier to back our voice on ground there. As we understand, qualifier now, Biafra is already on ground, so we are working towards that to make it happen for Oduduwa as well. So so that's one example. But definitely there is we're still work in progress for us, but we are trying to make sure that the diasporans are abroad are more in harmony in the approach to how we achieve the independence via self-determination. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi Citizen AY. We have another caller. I want you to mute yourself. We have another caller. Can you mute yourself, please? Can you mute your mic, please? Now I want you to mute. Okay, thank you. Caller, you have 2 minutes. You want to contribute or you want to ask a question, please? Be straight.
Just to contribute.
Okay, you have 2 minutes, please.
Okay, my name is Onyeka. I'm an IPOB member.
Okay.
So I just joined the program now. So I'm quite happy that you brought Citizen AY to this forum. So I will speak in Yoruba because I was born and brought up in Lagos.
You see, that is why you see we are you. But I think it's better you speak in English so that people will understand. Mazi, I'm sorry. I know because some of our people that don't even understand Yoruba, it will be very, very difficult for them to listen. Please, I do understand to show that love because I want you to speak in English, please. Thank you.
Let me greet Citizen AY, then I will speak in English.
Okay.
Alàgbà AY, mo kí yín o, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe láti jẹ́ kí àwọn Odùduwà kó ní òmìnira and at the same time pẹ̀lú our Biafra. So I thank you very much. So what I'm saying in essence is that my contribution is that I believe that for Oduduwa and Biafran people to be free, we need to work together. I've always believed that. We can only liberate ourselves if we work hand in hand. So that's why I'm very glad that this 2 million march is happening in Brussels. And all the work of the enemy is trying to derail it will never work.
You see?
So that's why I'm very happy that Citizen AY has come to clarify that they are part of the march.
Thank you.
And that day you brought out the Ambazonia brother,
Capo Daniel.
So we are good to go. So my advice to every Oduduwa, every Biafran, every Ambazonia is that let's make this one opportunity count. Let us invade Brussels and make our point known.
Yes.
You know, I will be in Brussels, and I want everybody to come to Brussels and let's make it count.
Thank you.
Our Oduduwa brothers, Ambazonia brother, and Biafran brother. Let's make this count. Thank you.
Thank you. Mazi, still a contribution. I think I lost somebody that say he want to ask a question. I think I will return the call back. He said that he want to make a contribution. Let me return the call back. Where is this number? Let me get this number. I think he's the one that still call. Let us get this number. I think he want to contribute. Okay, Mazi Citizen AY, we have done a lot of work today. I think we have already covered almost 3 hours. I want you to use some minutes for your closing remark. Speak to people of Biafra. Speak to people of Oduduwa Nation. Also speak to the Ambazonia people for them to come in this 1 million march so that we can make it happen, because I believe that when we be able to march like 1 million people, the world will understand that these people really want their freedom. Of course, we are not waiting for them to come and give us the freedom, but we just want to let them know so that tomorrow they will not say that these people did not let them know. We are just telling them they are not going to give us freedom. No, they are not going to give us freedom. We will take it by ourselves. But we just want to let them know, because they have already made us to see them as a superior. Let us also go and let them know about what we are about to do, so that we will come, nobody will say, because we know that when the majority, you see, the reason why we lost the war during 1967 to 1970 is not because that Nigeria is powerful. The answer is no. British was there, Russia was there, and the Egyptians are the one that fly in their aircraft. The whole world were fighting us. But this time around that the Oduduwa and the Biafrans are together, and they are believing in one ideology to get their freedom. So nobody can separate us. When we come in big form. So nobody can divide us and rule us again. So I want you to use this time, at least 5 minutes, to dress our people. Also tell them to come in mass in this 1 million march, because it's very, very important. We are creating a very big awareness, and this is the one of the opportunity we have. I don't know, maybe we can still get the opportunity again. So let us use this opportunity that is on our doorstep now to make the world to know, so that when we will go one-on-one with them, shoulder to shoulder, nobody will blame us. I want you to use it also, your closing remark at the same time, and greet everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. Citizen AY, please, the floor is yours. At the same time, and greet everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. Citizen AY, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mazi, General. Thank you so much for bringing me on board here. And I want to thank all their friends around the world. Look, we are one big family, and I want us to see us as that. As an Ambazonian, as a Biafran, as a Oduduwa, we have to see ourselves as one big family. And I'll tell you why. The very fact that we are called Nigeria is not by the making of our ancestors. Let me say that again. The very fact that we are called Nigerians is not of the making of our ancestors. Our ancestors were living in our kingdoms. We know of your empire. We know of the various empires we have. And we were living in our own place. Then somebody saw what we had. They first came for the people. Then when that wasn't enough, they came for the land. And now they took everything. So now our ancestors, I want you to know something. What is happening here is not by accident. It's not by accident. Our ancestors, they are speaking to us. The greatness that our ancestors achieved, it lies within us. And we can rebirth those kingdoms. In fact, that is why this is our job. This is what we've been brought here to do. As Ambazonians, as Biafrans, as Oduduwa people. Our task, this set of people who are in this agitation right now, is to bring it to life. Those who came to colonize and oppress us have tried to silence us. They try to make us forget our history. It's impossible. It's in our DNA. It is in your blood. It is in your blood. Nobody can take it away. They can't scrub it out. That greatness lies within us collectively. So what we're saying now is in coming out for this 1 million man march by the Ambazonians, by Biafrans, by Oduduwa people, is to tell the world that we are back to take what is ours in our land. Nobody else is. We're not going to dispute anybody's stuff in their land. No. But ours, what our ancestors left for us, we are taking back. No, we're not arguing with anybody. We're not discussing with anybody. We have decided collectively in our groupings as Ambazonians, as Middle Beltans, as Oduduwa, as Biafrans, we are taking back what is ours. Standing together via self-determination and inalienable right to self-determination, we are exercising that. And we are letting the world know. So the more of us that comes out in Brussels on the 14th and 15th, that day, make our presence felt. Make them also know that we are not seeking their authority. We are not seeking their authority. Let me say it again. We are not seeking their authority. We are making them know that the plans that was hatched in 1884 Berlin Conference, it's on notice now. We are going to dismantle that. Just like they dismantled our kingdoms, what they have used for the last over 100 and something years, they've oppressed us in our land. We haven't come to Europe to oppress anybody. We just want to exist in our own land in the way our ancestors taught us. Those ways are in our genes, and we remember it. It cannot go. It is part of who we are. They so prize what we have, they put it in museums and they're earning money from it. That means that you have greatness. They don't want to return it back because they know that these are amazing things that they have never seen. It is time for us to start taking back what is ours in our land, not anywhere else, by getting back our self-determination, independence. And working together is the only way we can achieve it. Working together as Ambazonians, as Oduduwa, as Biafrans. We come together with our flags. We stand in peaceful protest. We make them know, because in that building, they make decisions. Let me give you an example of the decisions they make. When they say they give subsidy to France, they give subsidy to the other places. You know what that means? They will tell an African country to make sure they do not subsidize their farmers, so that you cannot get your millet at a cheap price. You cannot get your rice at a cheap price because they don't want you to compete. And guess what? These are the same people who colonized us. Can you see? Our hands are being held by to the back like this. And now we are freeing ourselves. They will not free us, so we have to free ourselves. And that is why our unity is very important. And being the most concentrated area where there's a lot of population, and the Fulanis know this. So when the Fulanis come and tell you, oh, they are more populous, if they are populous, why are they asking people from Senegal, from Mauritania, and from Mali, why are they telling them to come? Why are they telling them to come to our place? Why? And they are using our money. They are using our money to pay them homes, to build them schools, to feed them, and they are impoverishing us. So we have no other choice but to stand up. The only way now is to stand up and arise to our greatness collectively. We need to arise to our greatness. It's within us. Now let the whole world know that we are back, and we are back for real, in unity. So the 14th and 15th in Brussels, please, it's all about stating for the world that we are united in going for self-determination, and we will achieve it. It's not something we can achieve individually, but collectively, I tell you, no force on this planet can stop us. That's why they're trying to label IPOB terrorist group. Why is it that they are refusing to label the Fulani terrorists who are killing every day? Why is it that they're not labeling them? Why? The UN comes all the way, they flies in to say that, but the Fulanis who are killing everybody, they pardoned 35,000 Fulani terrorists. And so you can tell, look, it is clear The action we must take, I've been saying it, the US, UK, all of them, they are only for their personal interest. It is time we look at our personal interest. You cannot serve your personal interest by serving another man's religion. Let me say that again. You cannot serve your personal interest by serving another man's religion. Impossible. Because the minute you start serving the religion, you are serving them. Whether intentionally or not, that is what's happening, and that is where we are. Both religions are foreign to us. Let's go back to our ancestral beliefs, our ways of doing things, our ifas, our OBRs, the OBOMAs, or let's go back to that. That's who we are. It's in our DNA. This is what is in our DNA. Let's stop running away from it. It's like we embrace it. We must embrace it. We must embrace it. And I'm not. Yes, we can redefine. We can we can modify it. We can do all of that. But first of all, we need to admit that without our ancestors in that land, we wouldn't have anything. So we need to honor and remember our ancestors. My brother Mazi Okechukwu General said something. He said every year in the UK, they remember, in the Europe, they remember the Second World War. There's a reason why they do that. They are honoring their elders. They are honoring who brought them there. Why are we forgetting ours? So there's a lot of work for us to do. There is a lot of work for us to do, but we first start with this commonality, self-determination, going for independence. So please let's turn out in numbers, and I will be doing more podcasts about this. And I'd love to be at Brussels on the day. But the June 12 in UK here is already on ground, it's in the pipeline, and I want to make sure we get that done. But even if I don't show up, even if I don't show up, believe me, we are covering that. We'll be covering that on all our platforms. We will be covering that. Because we need to send a message to the world that we are ready. We can't do it alone. No. Ambazonians can't do it alone. Biafrans can't do it alone. Oduduwa can't do it alone. Middle Belt can't do it alone. We want more Middle Belt to show up. Middle Belt, we need to hear from you. I know there are some people, but we need to hear from you properly. Because the three, we can see Oduduwa is up, we can see Biafra, we can see Ambazonia, but Middle Belt, we know there's a lot of things, and I know the problem with Middle Belt is that they've been displaced. The teams have been displaced in the land in millions, 2 million, something like that. So we need more of us to still come up. But our unity, those of us who are coming now, is very important. Let's show the world that we're united and we stand together. Above all, we are Africans. Or our Kibulans. Our Kibulans is the real old name. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But let's just, first of all, focus on this. So I want to urge you all. I thank you all for listening to me and for taking the time to follow the program for 3 hours plus and the questions you've asked. And I hope we've been able to give you an insight into a better future for yourself. Because the only people that can get a better future are the ones who plan for themselves. If somebody else plans a better future, believe you me, it's for their own self, not for you. Let me say that again. The only people who will get a better future are the ones who plan for themselves. If somebody else says they're planning for your future, no. They are planning for their future that you will serve. And that is what the Fulanis are doing to us. That is what the Fulanis are doing to us. And they are not from our land. They are from Futajalon. We need to remind them that they come from Futajalon. This is fact. And they need to go back. If they were not from Futajalon, why are they asking others to come and join them and use our money? Why? That's the question. So we have the facts. Let's raise the level of awareness in our community. Division is not the way forward. Unity. In unity is strength. Unity is strength. Unity is strength. Keep saying that. We will get there. When we unite, the Fulanis get scared. Just when they hear that we are united, they get a cold chill go through their body. Because hey, all of these people, because one, we are united. Two, we are greater in number. Impossible. But that's why they need us divided. So those of you who are talking, please just think about this. If we keep dividing ourselves, it makes it longer for us to achieve independence. That's all it is. So we are the only ones who are going to lose out in this. So let's think about the steps we're taking. And this is for all of us, myself included, to remember that the more we divide ourselves, the longer it will take for us to achieve independence. And that is the key. We need to understand that. The Fulanis are united in their terror against us. The Fulanis are united in their terror. They are carrying out terror against us because they're believing in what Mandafodio said, what Amadou Bello demanded them, what Tababalewa said, and what they're trying to activate now with Buhari. We need to wake up. Unity is the way forward for us. So, my brother, I thank you so much. I hope you all have. I bid you all a good weekend. Let's continue this struggle. We must continue in this struggle, and we need to continue to talk. Let's talk some more. We can achieve much more. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Citizen AY. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you being today on IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Okukano. We thank you very much. We have already said it all, and at the same time, we are still looking more forward to bring some Yorubas, Oduduwa agitators to also come and talk about this 1 million march, because it's not something that we will just done once and forget about it. We will continue to, educate our people about it. Some people that never get the message, they have to get it, because not everybody, so that then we understand, because we have a very long time to, educate our people about this issue. So I'm also looking more forward to bring some more Yoruba Oduduwa, like us. We spoke on the ground. We will also have to get the connection with them. Those people that you know that they are on this lane of freedom, you can also test them to us. We will also bring them. It does not matter. Our voice must be heard. That is why we're here. And I thank you very much. I thank you and I greet you very much. I will call it a day. And I want to say this to our people. Our people have to understand this, that the Yoruba Oduduwa, they are involved in this, on this 1 million march. They are involved. 101,000%. I don't know how many 1,000% I will put it. They are involved. And the Citizen AY have promised us that he will keep on, because it's not that he's promising us, it's something that he have to do. It's something that he must do, because he's looking for his freedom. That is why sometimes some people will say they paid me. I told them, listen, this is something that I have to do for my people. When you are saying they are paying me, why should they pay me for something that I must? It's my duty to do it. So, Citizen AY, we want you to also, in your own platform, make sure you distribute it to other media rooms that is available to you for them to talk about this issue, because we want to really make it happen. And I thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us today. I salute you. I salute your courage. And I want you to continue, that Eledumare will bless you and your family and your household. And as we will continue, sometimes if you also have time, if you invite me, I will come. Of course, I don't go to people's page, but when person like you invite me, of course, I will come. You know, we are here to listen to everything. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. I salute two great people of Biafra, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom, great people of Oduduwa. Like I always mention in every of my broadcasts, that EOS is the highest office of this movement, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander. For some of you that are asking, the highest authorities, our leader Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB is our family. From here, from me, I call it a day. Thank you, my people.